Yeah, he's trying to. Well, don't enter the cabin.
Okay, Forsen says Lifecoach is gonna win. Yeah. Nick says he has a flight in like 4 hours, something like that.
Yeah,
so,
estimated 4 hours more or less.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, check back with us later, Forsen. Thanks, man.
See you, Forsen.
Cheers, Forsen.
All right, DJ, sorry
What a
about
guy.
that. You're about to introduce us with some serious Hearthstone knowledge. So, out of all of the knowledge that you've been able to absorb, drop me with some dank insight about this Paladin versus Druid matchup.
Well, the way Jackie Chan has played Paladin versus Druid is just to draw the nuts and win the first match. That seems to be his strategy going into this matchup. But Lifecoach, I don't know. It feels like Lifecoach has lost like every single first matchup with Druid. He lost in the semifinals. He lost in the quarterfinals in his first match with Druid both times.
Is that a TJ stat?
That's a TJ stat. 100%
That's a TJ
of the
stat.
time, Lifecoach loses with Druid in the first game.
Oh man, you really noted that?
Yeah. I'm like 64% sure.
I respect that. But
Yeah.
this time, it seems like he actually has a good hand, and he might win this one. Where Jackie, well,
Okay.
it's not that impressive.
I mean, there's a lot of lines to take there. Lifecoach is, of course, thinking about how he can curve out every single turn and place minion threats. So if he coined Innervate Teacher, Wild Growth doesn't guarantee anything for 4 mana. Coin Wild Growth does guarantee Innervate Azure Drake into the Violet Teacher, and then hopefully you pick up anything from turns 4 onwards to play, maybe even opportunity to play early Thorson with another ramp.
Yeah.
And you want to be fast in this matchup. You want to kill Paladin before he assembles all the parts.
Jackie's just spinning 360.
Dude, there was one time he played Yogg and he literally put his hands on his head and just spun around twice.
I like it. It's the Yogg ritual.
Yeah.
Like a voodoo thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it helps. Who knows?
He's just, oh man, even from his first win, he was the only player that after his first win, like jumped up with joy. Well, there was 2 players, Jackie Chan and Frodan.
I know that Blizzard promised. That was awesome reference, by the way. I know that Blizzard promised that. They didn't promise. Sorry. I know Blizzard kind of implied that they weren't sure if they're going to make a card after Ostkaka. They did make a card after Firebat because they say you always remember your first. But for Ostkaka, they said they weren't sure if they're going to make a card for him.
Why?
But if Jackie were to win BlizzCon this year, and Blizzard were to make a card after him, I would hope it's something like Yogg's Chosen, but you would kind of make it a pun on Jackie's name, because Jackie Chan is the chosen son of Yogg Saron. Would you guys agree? Disagree?
Jackie Jan.
You tried, Nims. You tried.
Nims, this is your forte. Make a pun out of Jackie Chan's name that could be used in a Yogg Saron.
That's your homework for the next tournament.
Yeah.
All right, I'll prepare it for Gamescom.
I like the ramp. Sets up for Emperor. Discarding Fandral and Nourish means that for 7 mana you can play both. So turn 6 Emperor, turn 7 Fandral, Nourish. Lifecoach is playing very well right now, despite it being very late.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and Jackie has to draw the cards, but he already has Consecration and Pyromancer that might be good.
Yeah.
Quality as well. There is removal. A lot of it, actually.
Yeah, that's actually pretty huge, too, because no matter how big Druid can build the board, you can play as many Power of the Wilds in your hand. If your deck was 30 Power of the Wild, or 29 Powers of the Wilds in Fandral, that's cool. I still have Pyromancer Equality, or Quality Consecration, and I can draw cards.
Well, the one card that Lifecoach does have in his deck that's sort of like the key card in this matchup, and he said it was specifically designed to beat sort of the control matchup, so Soul of the Forest. Because Soul of the Forest just lives through removal. No matter what kind of wild Pyromancer shenanigans you have, it's almost impossible to clear a board that has Soul of the Forest on it. So he sacrifices Saboteur, so he's not going to be able to win as quickly, but he can win in the long game just because of that card. He's always going to have something stick.
That's not the only card he sacrificed from this deck, because this deck is...
Saron.
Yeah, that's one he did actually sacrifice.
Yeah.
Lifecoach cut Yogg?
Yeah, he did cut Yogg.
So did Tice.
Lifecoach
So
was
did
so
RDU.
high. Lifecoach, RDU, and Tice were so high on my favorite players tier list in Hearthstone, and now they just dropped a few pegs.
Yeah. These guys are like opposites in every way. It's like order versus chaos.
I like it.
Jackie Chan is chaos.
Except that, I feel like Jackie Chan is like a chaotic good. He's definitely not a chaotic neutral or evil.
Chaotic good is good for him, for sure. With how he smiles and how he approaches the game.
Yeah, and Lifecoach is like a lawful good. He actually like does so many. He's like motivated so much in life based off like what he feels is correct and like as a morally, ethically thing to do.
I would say
Like-
he's lawful neutral because of the roping.
That like brings it closer to the
The
middle.
alignment gets to the middle.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, the Xfinity Hearthstone Invitation, remember we casted that? They, like, asked him to cast it last second, and they just basically said, like, we really need a caster because we don't have anyone else. And he said, okay. And he basically, like, almost did the event for free because of that.
Yeah.
Lifecoach is just, like, he does things because he really wants to help people. That's just, like, his biggest calling in life.
Yeah.
And
That's his name. His name is Lifecoach.
One of the tournaments he won, he actually like, just gave the prize to the chat. He's like, I don't need
Really?
this. Yeah, that was like $100 for the win. And he's like, I don't need this money. I just want to give it to the
So
chat.
he gave it to, like, the random viewers?
Yeah, I think it was even deck wars, like a duel. It's like, I just wanted to play it for pleasure.
What a guy.
What a good human being.
I'm going to host a tournament, get prize pool from sponsors, and invite Lifecoach and then a bunch of bad players. So Lifecoach will give the prize money to me.
Get to keep your money. You
That's
sound
a nice
like every tournament organizer in esports.
Yep.
Just
Genuine.
kidding. Just kidding. We have some good people like Take TV running
Yep.
it, thankfully. So how do you remove this? Because you definitely can't leave up Fangel and Emperor. I mean,
Is this
Yeah.
board worth using the combo, the Equality Consecration? Because you haven't even seen a Violet Teacher yet. So if you use it now, then that sort of gives Lifecoach the green light to start building a big board. So Jackie Chan has to be afraid. I mean, he does have other things that he could do. I mean, he has like a lot of activators, but only one equality. But you're very vulnerable for the next couple turns, especially since you're 2 turns away from either your rags, if you use your combo now to clear the board.
how about a fancy play where you say, sure, you discount your entire hand, multiple turns, and I can't do anything about it, so I just let you keep playing the board, and then I remove it next turn. I was actually even thinking about True Silver and then like kind of attacking to kind of set up just a consecration, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I
this
like
is fine
it
too.
because like you can get so much value later from your removal cards that you'll be ahead anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of value,
Oh my
that
goodness.
is a lot of ability to just benefit off of Fandral, which does play really well into the Equality Consecration.
Well, if he picks up another card that is Fandral activated, another choose one, this turn could be insane.
You probably keep Violet Teacher in hand.
yeah, probably.
yeah.
So you just play the Drake instead, get the spell power,
Maybe start with double Wrath on the 6/6.
double Wrath on the 6/6,
You could play Azure Drake Blood Mage
and Wrath.
and then Wrath.
That seems pretty reasonable. You have like a sizable board.
Yeah. But we're going to start up with a Wrath.
It's safer for sure.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to overextend, and you want to bait out AoE as well. And those 2 cards, they do bait out AoE.
Yeah. I mean, Fandral and Thorson by themselves are pushing 8 damage a turn. So why do you need to even play anything else?
Oh, there's Soul
Yeah,
Forest
Soul
now.
Forest.
That's
Changes
key.
things.
Which is just outside the range of Pyro Quality Consecration. Wow, and
Yeah.
Lifecoach didn't get roped. Very clean play.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's usually able to get out of it, but the times where he doesn't usually ends up a disaster.
I asked Lifecoach right before the game if he was afraid of Jackie Chan's decks because of how wacky they are. And he told me he's not afraid of Jackie Chan or his decks. He's afraid of himself. He's afraid of misplaying. So that sort of gives Lifecoach's mentality on the game overall. He's not worried about what his opponent's doing. He's only worried about what he's doing.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
It's similar to Thais.
Sounds like a Korean StarCraft player.
Thais after the match with Lifecoach was super upset after one play he didn't make.
Yeah.
Even though he should be really happy about the match. Like, the match was awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you do here then? Can you even bother clearing it?
With the first consecration.
He's just gonna
not
Pyro
really.
Quality while he can, but
This means they'll
there's
will
8
have
power
8
remaining.
power.
And if your opponent has Savage Roar, you're dead.
Well, Savage Roar is not in this deck, so Raven Idol possibly. Because I think Soul of the Forest is being played instead of Savage Roar.
He does have
13.
Swipe, though.
Oh,
And Power
wait.
of the Wild.
Oh,
this is
that's
8
it.
plus
That's it?
4. That's
That's
12,
it.
yeah. So Paladin is dead.
And my stat was wrong.
Why are you guys yelling?
TJ stats.
Hey, this is
You're
exciting.
not answering my question.
I was expecting Paladin to sweep.
Really? You really expecting Paladins?
Want to keep Raven Idol to try to get Innervate or Wild Growth, where some want to have Raven Idol as the late game card.
It's kind of on going first. It's kind of okay because you can actually find a Wild Growth and play it on turn 2.
Yeah.
But if you're on the coin, 1, you get an extra mulligan, so you can find a natural Wild Growth. And 2, Raven Idol into Wild Growth is not as effective because you're on the coin.
And late game, Wild Growth is, I mean, like, Raven Idol is great late game because then you can have a speciality pick like Savage Roar or Soul of the Forest or whatever you need at a specific moment.
Find you answers.
You guys are so smart. I agree. Well, if there's one thing you'll also agree on is Lifecoach doesn't have a good play this turn. Just hero power pass. Also known as playing Face Druid.
Yeah.
Where you hit your opponent in the face with your hero
I'm
power.
telling you, man. Justicar has a place in Druid.
I was actually thinking Justicar would
I
shine.
played against the Justicar Druid. That
Did it work?
is scary.
Wait,
I did win.
Wait,
When?
Econ played a Justicar Trueheart
Yeah.
against me.
Oh, wow.
Druid versus Warrior.
he had Fandral and Raven Idol, and he played Raven Idol and for a minion,
And he got
because he gets both,
Justicar.
and he got Justicar.
That was scary.
When Justicar got announced, I was like, yeah, it's going to be played in Druid for sure because you can innervate it early and you can use the hero power from turn 4 or whatever.
Yeah, except you never really want to be stuck hero powering too much as Druid. You
All right,
still
Dan,
want
quiz time. What's the name of the upgraded hero power from Justicar Trueheart for Druid?
so it's Shapeshift, so it's gotta be like Dire Shift or something like
Wow,
that.
Dan is
Dire Shapeshift.
Shift shape?
Dan is a genius.
Is this dire shape?
Dire Shapeshift. That's correct.
Nice. I didn't even know.
Good job.
The hardest of reads on TJ. I like it.
So here in Lifecoach, I think you just go for Mana Crystal.
From the Mire Keeper,
Yeah.
ramps you to 5, so you have Azure Drake next turn, or Nourish, most likely Azure Drake.
Yeah.
How much of a threat is that Flame Waker though?
So what can you expect next turn? Arcane Intellect?
Yeah, or just anything that hits it, like Arcane Blast, Frostbolts. You can develop 2 mana minions behind it. Just feels really scary.
But then you're losing too much if you want to kill it with double Wrath.
I mean, you're losing a coin, you still have 4 mana plays.
Oh, he's going for the double Wrath.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind that.
This deck doesn't run that many threatening minions that can be easily dealt with like Wrath. So Flame Waker is just about the best target that you could utilize your removal on. It's one of the reasons why, especially in like mid-range Shaman, one of the best hex targets for is Flame Waker and Temple Mage. So
Yeah, I completely agree with this play. Flame Waker's way too threatening. It's like the oil to the engine. The real engine is just like the fact that you're able to get so much tempo through spells like Fireball or Arcane Blast, but the thing that really pushes it through is... Actually, maybe the analogy's backwards. The engine is the Flame Waker and the oil is the spells.
Yeah.
That really makes it go. Okay,
yeah.
sorry. But you guys knew what I was talking about.
What came first, the engine or the oil?
The
age-old
oil,
question.
actually, because Flame Waker came in 2014 or 15.
Yeah, the spells were in the very beginning of Hearthstone.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Lifecoach went for the free Mana Crystal to be able to play Thorison maybe next turn. Like, his hand is not that exciting with no spells.
Yeah.
No
7
oil.
missiles, really likely that you kill this 3/3. You get 2 from the Arcane Intellect, you get 5 from the Arcane Missiles.
Seems good.
And
5 now.
you get to set up the cleanest board for the Faceless Summoner.
Like, really worst case scenario, you will attack with the minion into it, but
You'd have to lose 4 out of 5 coin flips, so... Or at least 4 out of 5 coin flips. You can also lose 5. That's pretty low chances, like sub 10%. So,
Yeah. And Lifecoach going to play Emperor, but how much damage is he going to take
a lot.
before he can start getting stuff out of his hand?
Oh, man, this is 12 damage
That's
plus
brutal.
4. That's
Is that even like potential lethal?
17, 20. That is lethal.
Jesus!
Holy moly!
just like that.
It's time to yell again. Somebody won.
Somebody won, yeah. Excitement.
I feel like you've been hanging out with Jockey a little too much, TJ. Why do you-
He's been sleeping the whole weekend. More health to work with, which
Yep.
makes the matchup much more doable from the Warrior side.
Temple Mage took a pretty big hit. They lost Mad Scientist, which consequently led them to play less secrets, which means less tempo overall. Making them play a lot more late game oriented. Some
They
play
lost Dr.
Antonidas. They lost Dr. Boom, but everyone lost Boom.
They did gain Colt Sorcerer, but Colt Sorcerer doesn't really do much in Warrior because Dies to Fire War Axe, the extra spell damage to couple with like Arcane Missiles or Arcane Blast doesn't really do much against Warrior because you're not really trying to tempo them out. So the tools that they gained,
Well,
Yogg-Saron being an exception,
Yeah,
aren't
because
that great.
Yogg-Saron is really good to refill your hand. But also, it's like sometimes so awkward to play Tempo Mage versus Warrior because you want to play mirror images with Flame Waker, but you don't want to overextend to Brawl.
Yeah.
But then Water Elemental is really good. So this opening is quite nice for Jackie-chan.
Lifecoach is kind of hitting the same problem that I did earlier in the tournament, where like you're not banning Warrior ever because you're banning Shaman all the time due to the fact that your strategy revolves around Rogue and a few of these classes to potentially sweep non-Shaman matchups. And as a result, because you have to account for Warrior being in the lineup, you have to play the greedy Doomcaller package in order to face off against other Warriors in the event you play the Mirror and they don't ban your Warrior. As such, you're more liable to these kinds of draws when you just get like Doomcaller or maybe like Emperor Thorsan. You don't really need them at all. You just want your early game tools, and right now it's kind of awkward. He's just got so much heavy stuff that's not relevant for a long time.
Never Cthulhu plebs, baby rage.
Yeah, we saw it in the semifinals too. Lifecoach almost lost the final game because he was stuck with minions. His whole hand was minions.
Yeah. Well, the most important part was that he didn't get the small Cthulhu buff.
Yeah.
And again, like the only thing that buffs Cthulhu here is the Doomcaller.
Yeah. Again, no minions.
Well, Slam is actually not too bad, I think, because Mana Worm is extremely threatening just on its own. Like the chip damage that Mana Worm can get every turn puts you within reasonable range.
Yeah.
No different than how Freeze Mage, the only way they can stay competitive against Warrior early on is through like Loot Hoarder damage early on, or even Thanos, like
the Novice Engineer.
Yeah, you can't underestimate it.
So if it chips away armor, then you're in a good spot.
Even if this is a very favorite matchup for Lifecoach, he has to kind of take it seriously. But the one caveat is he has Brawl in the hand. So if his opponent plays on turn 4 the normal Water Elemental, then maybe he can actually justify keeping the Mana Worm on the board, so it's one less mean that it's Water Elemental.
Yeah, there's also a chance that he'll just get Execute.
It's kind of close. Your opponent's playing so many cards that it just feels likely that he's going to hit a minion. He also kept Coin, too, and you know that your opponent has the ability to play Azure Drakes and keep up like the momentum, too. So it's not exactly an easy decision.
Uh-oh.
It's still far away. I think Water Elemental is awesome here. If there is no Brawl, there's no way to remove it. You can really lock down the weapon and have a big body on board.
Oh.
And
nice
that's
draw.
Execute, yeah.
Nice draw. Being able to average goal execute, nothing really challenges the 3-3. Then you can start playing Sylvanas with a board lead, even.
Still no Cthulhu plebs, but you're definitely happy about it.
Cthulhu plebs. I'm pretty sure they are very much subscribed to Cthulhu.
Yeah, for sure.
For like 36 months in a row.
For life.
They are disciples and followers, man. Yeah. They're anything but plebs.
Okay, well, this is one of the reasons why Tempo Mage is pretty tough against this matchup, is because you don't know how far you can extend onto the board.
Those awkward turns, right? You kind of want to have board to deal damage, but you don't, because there are brawls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of don't mind saving coin either, just to kind of coin Ragnaros for pressure.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, he doesn't want to like Drake and leave up the 3-3, so he had to coin. That kind of leaves him awkward for the next turns. He has to play Drake and Arcane Missiles or Flame Link or Arcane Missiles.
Drake here is fine. Just have a 4-4 on board. Oh, is he going for the missiles?
He's going for the Arcane
Blast. Yeah, sure.
I still don't know if I like using the coin that much. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I do like saving the coin. I mean, the 0-1 health taunts, how valuable are they, do you think?
Not that valuable. You also have to look at what's your win condition in this matchup. Are you going to win by, like, playing one thing a turn? Are you going to win by just, like, trying to outvalue? I don't think you are. I think you're going to win by sticking a big threat on the board that's not answered. And bringing out Rag a turn earlier means that your opponent is one turn less likely to have a piece of removal.
And that's pretty close, I think. But, I mean, the Azure Drake sticking on board is also, like we said, very relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, are you inclined to play a second Azure Drake here? Or do you feel like you just want to remove this 5-5 and then kind of let Sylvanas steal a 1-0-1, which isn't that relevant, and then go from there?
You could try and be greedy and, like, Frostbolt and ping the Sylvanas to try and keep your Azure Drake alive and let him steal the 1-1. You know, in bad matchups, if you know they're bad matchups, you have to take risks.
I think I actually like attacking with Azure Drake into the 5/5, then our Arcane Missiles. Give your opponent a 0/1 and then play Azure Drake.
Okay, so then now he has Mana Worm to fill out the curve. I like it. I mean, just let him steal what he steals.
Yeah.
The hope here is that Lifecoach will just run out of cards. Because Jackie still has like a lot of cards.
He's not running out of cards for a while. I mean, Gorehowl is one of the highest value cards in the game.
It's awesome, yeah.
So he can rely on that as the game goes on. One of the awkward moments right now for Lifecoach is that he doesn't have Cthulhu buffed at 10 attack. So things like Ancient Shield Bearer aren't even relevant right now.
Did he play a Cthulhu buffer early on? Yeah, he played a Chosen. Right?
No.
He didn't play a Chosen?
Oh, did he?
Played...
Not this game, I think.
I don't remember, but he did say in his interview that he likes, especially in this matchup, he likes playing Doomcaller. It's just
He didn't play anything.
Yeah, no buffs.
Like,
Nothing.
on
Nothing
turn
is still
4, he
6/6.
just slammed.
going crazy. That's it.
You saw Cthulhu chosen the opening hand. That's why.
Okay.
You had one shot, it's fine, man.
One shot, one opportunity to seize everything I ever wanted. One moment.
One Cthulhu's chosen.
One Cthulhu's chosen. Mom spaghetti.
Agreed. Agreed, TJ. Agreed. So
Azure Drake.
Jackie can kind of keep this Gorehowl away if he just protects his 0/1 taunt, and that might be enough fuel for him to start prodding, poking a little bit. I wouldn't mind a Flame Waker setup here.
Are you like Flame Waker, even though...
You like Drake?
I like Drake first, I think. I still want to kind of like bait out the Brawl, and Drake is more power on board. I'm not feeling confident playing all those spells without Sorcerers, yet at least. And you can have a really good setup with Sorcerers later.
Yeah, I kind of like Drake post-Brawl because of what it does. Like, kind of sets up the momentum, too. I guess what it does do really nicely here is that it gives you spell power boost to things. Because if you're just paying an attack phase, it does also feel like just a little bit too slow.
You're not putting any pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Flame Waker plus even protect your 0/1 taunt for even another turn. Like Frostbolt to face.
Yeah. And then
push damage, get more damage on the Mana Worm. And he's going to do that anyway, but now he's wasting the damage on the Mana Worm, so... I don't know. This is like halfway in between. It's like the worst part of both plays.
You think it's the worst? Wow. So you're just saying this is bad play?
I don't know. I just disagree.
When you say worst parts of both plays, that just usually implies that he did the worst thing possible.
Do you really think it was that bad?
Oh, you're saying I'm saying it? Dang. Twisting my words.
Yeah. Wow, Dan.
You missed the calling and being a
Didn't know you
lawyer.
hated Jackie Chan's plays that much. Jeez.
You have a career as the future president of the United States.
Thank you. I'd vote for me.
I'm sure many of them would. So Beckett of Evil doesn't really change much, I think. I think that's the first activator still.
Well, it's the first buff, so it's something, right? Like, you just need one more.
I like your optimism.
I think you just get Justicar online and you try and get Jackie Chan to play into a brawl. The earlier you get Justicar online, the smoother your transition to late game is going to be. And especially with Gorehowl, having tank up, you basically just negate the damage. So you're not really worried about the board right now because as it is, it's not incredibly threatening.
I think it's especially good to play Justicar now because exactly you have this spot, and then from the future you will have the tank up available to you.
Yeah.
And Justicar is something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
All right, what about one Flame Waker this turn?
No. We have to save them.
Think outside the box, Dan.
Think like you don't have the Flame Wakers. What would you do?
Then I would just play the spells, but the Flame Waker adds... Oh, he's adding both? He's going ham?
He's going in. All in on the damage.
I mean, he has Face of Summoner to reload.
Maybe he wants a brawl, so then he can play Rag on an empty board.
Yeah, but Brawl would have still come out if he just had one Flame Waker.
Well, that's one thing. Plus, he also got Face of Summoner, so now after the Brawl, he can actually refill the board in a way.
It is a lot of damage. Each Flame Waker adds +2 damage.
Yeah, already at 14.
Wow. It's not a joke. And the Gorehowl will have to force him to take more damage after he brawls.
That's big.
But, I mean, he's got tank up. That hero power is so insane.
All right, so Flame Waker.
Takes the minimum amount of damage besides the mirror image. Pretty good.
You can easily kill it. Play one of the plebs, armor up. And Lifecoach is stabilizing in a really nice fashion because next turn even he can just play Beconner and get 10 armor if he wants to. Obviously he also has like shield block, armor up, tank up, whatever he pleases.
Yeah. Well, slam rag. Hope it doesn't hit the 2/3.
Well, you don't have enough mana, but so maybe faces Summoner.
You have enough mana for rag.
You can definitely play rag.
Just rag here. You can hit the 2/3. I think Summoner is better.
Yeah, potentially.
Summoner kind of gets absorbed by the Gorehowl, which I don't think you mind. It's 5 damage to your opponent.
And actually, Jungle Panther is really good here. It's more damage, and it can't be answered by removal. Like the Beckoner can't trade into the Jungle Panther, so that damage is getting in.
So why don't you freeze the face then so the Gorehowl can't attack?
Yeah, freeze the face makes sense as well. That's why I said like no mana, because I thought like Ragnaros can only go with Frostbolt. And he only had 9.
Yeah.
I really like Frostbolt. You guarantee that 5 damage hits twice.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
You don't guarantee it, but it essentially does. Unless he draws Shield Slam off the top.
And that's a shield bearer.
You already could gain 10 life anyways, so that draw is a little bit redundant. But Beckoner plus the Ancient Shield Bearer does gain you 10 with 9 on the board, so it kind of offsets it in a way.
Yeah, well, it's great because you get minions as well.
That's true.
I think I like trying to find removal here with Shield Block.
Yeah, Shield Block gains you 9 life because you're just hero power as well. That's also pretty reasonable. But you also have 2 Ancient Shield Bearers and there's 6/6s on the board.
Yeah.
It's also somewhat resilient to Flame Strike in a way because the 6 health means that it just won't die to Flame Strike. So it can withstand and fight back against minion pressure.
Yeah. Well.
So you play a 3/2, Flame Strike, go face.
You don't deal with the 6/6 that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Question, do you...
Oh
okay,
my goodness.
I was about to ask you.
Whoa.
Is there a world...
Do you Yogg here? No!
Is there a world that you can Yogg if you just go all face and Yogg?
Slow down, Wacky-chan. Okay.
No, that's too much.
But why not, though?
I think Yogg is your win condition in a way. Like, you want to get Warrior as low as possible and only then play Yogg. Probably on empty board. So
it is relatively optimal for minions. 3 minions is pretty good. That means any 3 damage AoE works with Power Shot, Explosive Shot.
Yeah.
It means that Cone of Cold is good. It means that you can still do Cleave and Dark Bargain.
I think you want to get Avenging Grabs to face. So
Okay.
you want clear board, get him as low as possible, and this is your only win condition. I would probably even play Ragnaros before that Yogg.
This is an absurd amount of life gain, though. I mean, he's got 20 life gain just in his hand.
And he's clearing the board now with the weapon swing.
Yeah. So
Part of it, yeah.
I don't know. This Yogg is going to have to be muy bueno.
It has to draw cards, clear the board, and summon minions. Things like Ball of Spiders and Infest are really powerful cards.
Yeah.
First, of course,
Yeah, and
we see the goodness of Ragnaros, whether he giveth or taketh away.
It's going to meet a swift end by the Shield Slam, but it's going to do some damage first.
kill a minion.
Not bad.
Something.
And to be honest, Lifecoach is running out of resources. He does have life gain, but if Yogg is able to draw cards, present a threatening board.
Yeah, if Yogg goes for Call of the Wild, it can be really good for J4CKIECHAN.
Yeah.
I mean, Lifecoach is not completely out of resources. I mean, I think he has more resources than Jackie.
Well, it depends.
I mean, Shield Block cycles, and then you Shield Slam Cthulhu's Chosen, remove the board, you're ahead on board.
Oh, and
he's got a 7/9. Doomcaller doesn't have to just be played to revive Cthulhu. You can just play as a 7/9.
As a body on board.
Nothing from Mage deals 9 damage.
I would say...
Except for Forbidden Flame.
Dan, honestly, I agree with TJ. Whenever I look at Warrior having 2 cards in hand, I'm like, this guy is just out of resources.
And then 3 turns later, he has 50 armor.
Yeah, I don't know, though. I just feel like Warrior...
Yeah, that's the moment.
Here we go.
Yogg.
Upgrade.
Get a weapon, that's something that deals damage.
Oh, no.
Well.
Oh, no.
Only down bet from there.
Buff it? Oh, buff.
Uh-oh, wrong target.
It's a fireball draw, that's something.
Jackie, no!
That
He's gonna
panda
shiv
is
his
so
own Yogg.
cheap face.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't even cast it.
There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go.
That's
There we
good.
go.
That's good.
Okay. He also can play the arcane missiles, implying that he has prep or innervate.
Yeah. What is this panda? A 5/6 now? With a hat?
A 5/6. Wait, does the hat go back to Lifecoach's hand?
Yes. I think so.
That's a really good question, because I don't know if it interacts in the same way Blessing of Wisdom or Power Word Glory does.
Yeah.
Because you played it, it comes
Who
back.
knows? But I mean, this just means that Jackie Chan's gonna slam a Yogg again.
I kind of want to like see it real quick.
You
Hold
check
on.
the R. You want to check the
Explorer's hat. Death Threat will add an Explorer to your hand. That still doesn't
Okay,
answer
so it
my
goes
question.
to Yogg's hand. Okay, that makes sense. That's intuitive.
Yeah, because Yogg's the one who played it.
Yeah.
So, oh, speaking of Yogg,
And out of Yogg.
Coach is so stressed right now.
round 2.
Wait,
That's the panda.
Dude, that
Oh,
panda
baby.
is fearsome.
The panda's gonna survive this.
Well, he did enter the Coliseum. He just came out.
Spellbender's okay. Battle Rage draws a card.
Bear
Bird trap.
Oh, no.
Got him.
Oh! That's all he needed. Just to
Oh,
like,
poor
disable
panda.
him.
Save the pandas.
Dude, he's drawing so many cards, too, from this.
That's not any.
Okay.
That's it. It's still
Now,
pretty good Yogg.
Lifecoach. Now, Lifecoach is running out of resources. That's completely fair to say.
Yeah. And Jackie Chan, the one thing though is once Yogg's played, that's it. Your deck is what your deck is.
Yeah. No more cheats.
I mean, if he plays the Antonidas, that is kind of another god card to play, so to speak. Antonidas can be sick against Warrior.
He doesn't have it tonight, so.
I know. I'm
Cut it.
saying maybe. Secret, by the way, is
Bird trap.
Bear
and
Trap and
Spellbender.
Spellbender.
Yeah.
Doesn't help too much against Disciple of Cthulhu.
Right. I mean, Gorehowl is single-handedly keeping the Warrior in the game. Another reason why I don't really think that he's running out of resources. Gorehowl is just so sick.
Yeah.
You just can't outvalue Gorehowl with 1 or 2 cards. Oh, you can Harrison, excuse
And
me.
Cthulhu is actually at 16 at the moment, so life is a resource.
That's also scary. And you're not killing that Warrior anytime soon.
You're trying at least.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely try.
All right, well, he's going to Flame Strike because he realized that there's not really going to be a better board to Flame Strike here. And he can sort of get it out for cheaper. I mean, oh
great
no.
draw.
That is...
By the way, Jackie has 2 cards remaining in his deck.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's running out of resources.
So he is working on 5 cards or less remaining in the game.
And the thing is, Sorcerer's Apprentice plus Ping, that just deals with the tank up. So this Water Elemental and that Sorcerer's Apprentice have to stick for the rest of the game.
And there's a Cult
He's
Sorcerer
like missing a
maybe in
mana
there?
worm too.
Yeah.
Okay, face a summoner.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but he's got a double Fireball here.
Yeah, and hope that his opponent can't deal with it. But we know that there's a lot of draws in Lifecoach's deck. He has 9 cards remaining. He could get removal, he can get Second Brawl, he can get Cthulhu.
A 16 Cthulhu.
Are there any 3-drops that can provide infinite value?
In Jackie Chan's deck overall, or?
What do you infinite value in what sense? Like any minion that 6 kind of hits infinitely, hypothetically.
Well, like that can
There is a dude that is.
produce more than what a normal 3-drop would.
There is a dude that is at 2/5. When you hero power, you can actually get him back to hand. So infinitely, you can actually, you know.
Oh, the
What is that?
Coliseum manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
That is infinite
I
value.
think you
anyway.
just want like Mukla or Interblade Master.
Congratulations, you sapped yourself.
Shadow Fiend is not it, and you're not gonna even draw any card. You do have a Bear Trap, so if it comes out, you have the bear attacking it. It's a lot of power.
But the Water Elemental's gonna go down.
Yeah, Water Elemental going down is a pretty big deal. Ravaging Ghoul, not exactly the most useful in this position. You're still also kind of afraid of the Hunter Trap. It could be Freezing Trap. I don't think he's attacked yet with the minion. Everything's just been cleared.
Yeah, everything was cleared.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those weird things where you definitely have to attack to go for it. If it's Snake Trap, you can also Ravaging Ghoul afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, is he going for the ghoul first?
Oh.
Well, he was attacking with the weapon, so he knows it's not Snake Trap.
Right. Knows it's not Snipe, knows it's not... Mirror Entity.
So it can be Bird Trap.
He goes for the attack
freezing.
first, and I just think that this doesn't play around Snake Trap, but I think that's okay, all things considering, because he's just removing damage on the board.
And he doesn't care about the weapon attack at all. He actually just removes the highest power minion.
Right. And Jackie is just going to lose here. He can't beat Tank Up, and that's going to wrap up the game. Dude, I like hanging out with Jackie. He's really funny.
Yeah, Chucky's a great guy.
When he's not sleeping. Actually, Jackie
And
might
not
be even more
costing
fun
you-
to hang out when he's
Not
sleeping.
even costing you 150 bucks.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Jackie goes for the Druid, and he gets Yogg and Onyxia in the starting hand, which is not good, but Innervate and Raven Idol is alright.
This is one of those situations where I think you need to find that wild growth. So this is one of the times where I'd say Raven Idol on 1 is pretty solid.
Yeah, I like it. But oh my god, Lifecoach got both plebs to buff Cthulhu. So he will be able to activate that shield bearer. He can do anything.
Ooh, the restraint, the discipline, the
Jackie Chan.
self-control.
He's
displayed
evolving.
by Jackie Chan.
Can we explain why, actually? Why do you not use Raven Idol to get the wild growth?
He doesn't.
He doesn't know what he wants.
I mean,
he
wants-
might pick Minion.
That's bold.
Look, he doesn't have anything to play for 6 turns.
Yeah.
The 7th turn, he can innervate out the Onyxia.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he will most likely pick up a thing to play. I wouldn't have hated Minion. Just putting it out there.
You can
I know
actually pick up
Spell
a
is-
second Yogg-Saron.
Sometimes
usually
you get,
good.
Sometimes you get the minions against Warrior, but I don't think they're on turn 1 or 2.
Yeah. So the minions, there's actually a lot of great class minions for Druid. You can pick up
Raptor.
Ancient of War. You can pick up Druid of the Call. Yeah, Raptor. Dark Hero Koa.
Iron Bark Protector,
Iron Bark
Volcanic
Protector.
Lumberer, Cenarius,
There's a
Aviana. Like, there's a lot of great dude. Fandral, Staghelm, number
even
2.
Ancient of Lore, which has been long forgotten, is actually pretty solid.
The fact that you can get a Raven, that you can get Fandral off of the Raven Idol,
Yeah, that's
is just
OP.
bananas.
Also, Deathwing is quite nice from a Raven Idol.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, while we're in that subject, you can get like any perfect minion for this perfect situation off Raven Idol.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Knight's great from Raven Idol.
That's why
when
it's
they're
such
staring at
a-
taunt.
It's such a double-edged sword. Like, you always feel like you can win because you have Raven Idol, but you always, I don't know. It's so innocuous too. 1 mana. It's like, yeah, I can always just pick the right answer, but it's not how it works.
Yeah, like we talked about all those great minions, and then you Raven Idol, it's like Dark Peddler. You can pick Abusive Sergeant, a Chicken, or a 1-2 Pirate.
Yeah, Alarmabot.
I'm okay with passing here. Druid's been really passive too. You definitely do not need a Disciple of Cthulhu to face.
Yeah, there's no need. You will have
So,
still time to play
I
it
think
later.
what Lifecoach is thinking is, what is my opponent doing now that he's wrathing and passing? Turn 4 play, if he plays a minion, do I Disciple of Cthulhu and execute?
Yep.
Do I slam execute? Do I even just pass?
It's actually scary if you think about it. If Druid is not doing anything, if Druid is just passing, you think, hey, maybe he has like Innervate, Violet Teacher, or Fandral with some crazy things, and it's just going to be this one big blown-out turn. So how do I respond to that? But fortunately for Lifecoach, Jackie Chan doesn't have anything.
Whoa!
Uh,
Oh, he's going for it already?
Well, this would be a second Cthulhu buffer, so it means Age of Shieldbearer is activated.
Yeah, in 3 turns.
Yeah, but also if, from Nipch's point, if Lifecoach thinks that Jackie Chan is holding on to that crazy combo, having something on the board is actually pretty important. But I guess, yeah, I mean, if he wants to be able to play Slam and Execute next turn, then he doesn't want to have to spend the 3 mana on Disciple of Cthulhu to get the 2 damage. He just wants the 2 damage to be there.
Okay.
But now
So
that Jackie Chan doesn't play anything, decision doesn't make sense.
So you're saying that if you play Violet Teacher, Innervate Power of the Wild, the 2/1 can kill a 2/2, and you can Slam Execute a Teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and execute.
That's what he's playing around. That is pretty next level, man.
Well, when you take your whole turn, you think through everything.
And if you were watching Jackie Chan over this weekend, like you know how he draws, so you kind of expect the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
I don't mind, I dig it. I really like advanced plays, man. I think they're really fun to dissect and also fun to see if it works out or not. Because he just gave up 2 damage to the face with Disciple of Cthulhu. He gave up another Execute Enabler, something that pairs well with things like Slam and Ravaging Ghoul.
Oh, baby.
Double Innervate!
Give us the power of the wild from Raven Idol.
What about Onyxia?
just force him to have Brawl right now.
Yeah.
But it plays right into turn 5.
I mean, if he's using Brawl on the Knicks, I don't know.
It's 3 for 1.
It's true.
Well, Brawl is one thing.
The 8/8 could survive.
Cool and Execute is the other thing.
Yeah, that's also pretty scary. So we have to try and think of Jackie's win conditions in this matchup when you have a slow start.
Overall, this matchup was really bad for Druid. So what you do, you try to bait out the first Brawl, then try to bait out the second Brawl, and then you got him.
Then you got him.
Yeah, after the second Brawl, you're like, sure, this is my board, and I'm gonna rule it. But
I think the matchup's closer than a lot of people say. Does Jackie Chan has Soul of Forest? Does he?
I think he does with Wisps. He has the Wisps version instead of like Ancient of War version.
Soul of the Forest. Lifecoach said it himself. It's really good against Warrior.
Like what happens if you have a normal version without Soul of the Forest, if you run Savage Roar, Feral Rage, Mulch, you go to Fatigue almost, and you try to get some value from Yoxeron, and if you fail, Warrior just outvalues you with standard cards. And if Warrior is able to just keep the Brawls also, it's really annoying for the Druid.
Yeah.
So you somehow need to play around, well, kind of get that Brawl going on from Warrior, and also play around Ghoul, so that Ghoul, like you want to force Warrior to play Brawl instead of just Ghouling your board.
Yeah.
There's another turn of disrupting his inevitable explosion onto the board. And because he doesn't have Brawl, he's super afraid. He says if you want to have your turn, you have to at least give up 2 mana to do it. And your Azure Drake.
Which kind of feels like reckless a little bit. He's using Sylvanas to buy time, essentially.
I mean, here's the thing. His opponent is holding 8 cards. His opponent passed on turn 2, and he's using Wrath on turn 3. And it just feels like he's holding way too many cards. And the way that a lot of these turns end up happening is that Druid goes for an explosive turn all at once. They play Teacher, Roots, Raven Idol, like Power of the Wild, and all of a sudden you're staring at a 4/6 with a lot of 2/2s, and then they savage right out of the game.
Yeah,
Lifecoach is trying to get way ahead because he's making the read on Jackie that says your hand has to be like a bunch of insane Teacher Innervate combo stuff, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Except he's like because of the way that Lifecoach is playing, is disrupting what Jackie's trying to do, because Jackie probably would have gone off by now to some degree.
Yeah.
Jackie basically prays to get the Soul of the Forest. That's why I'm actually surprised he didn't Raven Idol this turn, because if he would get a Raven Idol, the next, from Raven Idol to Soul of the Forest, the next turn he can Wisps plus double Innervate Soul.
Right. And that Baron is a big time draw. Now he has multiple AoE sources that can deal with Power of the Wild. And he has a big threat in itself that will dictate some Druid removal, so that way he'll have continuous threats lined up for his opponent.
This might be an Onyxia turn, actually.
Everything that he has that he can do is vulnerable to a few things.
Yeah, I don't mind like Wisp of the Oak Gods. Well, maybe even like Teacher, Innervate, Drake too. There's actually a lot of viable paths you can take here. He has 2 Wisp of the Oak Gods, so even if Ravaging Ghoul came out, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I like Onyxia because Onyxia not only requires some kind of removal like Ghoul or Brawl. If there's only Ghoul, it also requires an Execute.
Yeah, but your opponent's also only a lot of cards. The nice thing about Ghoul Execute is that it takes away 4 mana of his turn, so he doesn't get to do anything else, really. Mr. Hero Power. Uh-oh. Oskaka's back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, he's refusing the microphone.
Nah, this guy is just watching the screen. Cover your foreheads, guys. Cover your foreheads.
What?
I was actually Lothar there, yeah. Lothar was playing for a moment.
Oh, what the heck? Yeah, you're on the player cam. I just noticed that. That's like the longest it's taken me to notice you on camera.
That's why Osaka showed up randomly.
Nothing is on the player cam, don't worry.
Don't worry, Lothar.
Don't worry, nothing to see here. Lothar just get in front of the camera as usual.
You're winning 2-1, Lothar. Don't worry about it.
At least you're a self-aware attention whore, Lothar, as you mentioned. All right, to be fair, Lothar was the one who said it. I know I might not pick up on the mic. It might sound like I'm just calling him names, but he did say it himself. Let's see.
If you your goal, you still have Gaddon.
Yeah, Gaddon's not too bad here, man.
And you have to play Gaddon, because if not, you're get wrecked.
Yeah. Jackie was just hoping for... He was hoping to get like a brawl or nothing. Because if nothing happens, he just wisps again.
Right.
Yeah. It's a great board.
Yeah, but, you know, I feel like this happens all the time when you play wisps.
But now we have to deal with the 7-5 and then try...
You can get a spell off of Raven Idol, too.
Yeah.
Why is he holding to this Raven Idol?
Well, he's waiting for the previewed opportunity, man.
I mean, to be fair, he had that from turn 1. He didn't know what he wanted, and now he knows very clearly what he wants. It's a way to remove that Baron Gaddon.
All right, Violet Teacher and...
Raven Idol, maybe? Oh, it's just Azure Drake?
Azure Drake's out his swipe here.
Oh!
Jesus.
That's a nice swipe.
James good.
Jackie, come on.
Wacky-chan does it again.
I like it. That's a good catchphrase. Okay, so would you be willing to part ways with the Shield Slam so you can get a very clean 6-6 on the board?
It's not bad. And if you think about the targets, you've dealt with Onyxia, which is the biggest target on the board. And the deck.
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate it. And just gain some life, get a 6-6. Is there anything better? Do you maybe just want to have... No, Doom Caller is probably better to...
I mean, Doom Caller's a 7-9. It kind of dictates your opponent to use Mulch before the Cthulhu comes out. I actually don't hate that either. I don't know if you actually need 2 Cthulhus to close out this game. I think you just need one huge dude to stick.
One should be enough.
So Doom Caller or Shield Slam actually also has a lot of credibility. It also even buffs Cthulhu as a side thing too, if you think about it. And Cthulhu's already at a
10-10?
10-10.
10-10, yeah.
That's very reasonable. I like it. Now that I really think about it.
So the biggest dude in the hand, almost the biggest guy, because there's
right.
Comes down.
And Jackie doesn't even have Mulch. Oh, just kidding.
This is Jackie-chan.
Hey,
that's kind of like even worse for Jackie because it feels like now that he drew off the top, it's like, yes, that's the answer I'm looking for, and he uses it immediately, and then Cthulhu comes out. That actually might be the undoing.
He still has that Raven Idol, though.
That's true. You can also Raven Idol first off the Violet Teacher and get that extra 1/1 token.
Yeah.
So you can Violet Teacher, Raven Idol.
I don't know if Raven Idol is that good unless Jackie Chan wants to pick up a Soul of the Forest. If he wants to do something like Violet Teacher, Mulch, Raven Idol, then innovate into Soul of the Forest.
I would love to see Raven Idol here and try to get that Soul of the Forest as soon as possible.
Yeah, but I mean, how likely is Soul of the Forest to come from? From Raven Idol. There's a lot of Druid spells, a lot of poor ones. There's always that Moonfire tucked in there.
Well, if you don't get it, you Nourish.
Oh, interesting.
He decides to Nourish first because of that Soul of the Forest. That's why he also holds to the second Innervate. Oh, he's just going for the Innervate and Mulch right now.
All right.
I wasn't expecting a Nourish there. I was kind of expecting the Raven Idol to pick up something else, but it's more reliable to get card draw sources, which, you know, interesting enough, gets a more card draw.
Yeah, I was thinking like he's trying to get the Soul of the Forest to be able to set up a board that's not being easily removed.
If this works, I mean, he's got a lot of heavy minions like the Twin Emperor, the Shield Bearer, Emperor Thorsan.
Yeah.
Also, now that he has Bran, if Lifecoach can find a way to get Bran to stick on the board, that's also a way to lights out your opponent.
Yeah. Cthulhu, I don't think is an option this turn. It's only a 12-12, and there's 8 health on board.
Yeah, you can still buff it, so...
So, yeah, you can still buff it, and I don't know the math. I don't know. It's too late to do the math, but I feel like there's a likelihood that Violet Teacher sticks on the board, even if you play Cthulhu.
But still, you've just seen Mulch.
Yeah.
So that's also tempting.
Yeah.
Cthulhu is 12-12, all
All
right?
right, there we go.
Cthulhu then.
We'll see if he can take out the Valley Teacher. He
Yes,
does.
He did.
And this is why he held on to the Raven Idol. Not really, but a good thing he did.
Well, he also has Yoxaron, which is a possible answer.
Yeah. I don't think he's played enough spells yet.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, it's definitely a Raven Idol thing. I don't know if I like the Battle of the Gods. That's what the name of the event is.
He's going for it.
But his button is green.
That's
I don't know.
terrible.
Wait, but he gave him a second Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Wait,
But no, we still got a chance here.
Call the Wild.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, not bad. Card draw is kind of trivial at this point. Doesn't need any more cards.
There's always card draw.
Oh, he was so close to neutering.
Vaporize.
Okay, Vaporize is actually really good against Cthulhu.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
All right.
Lifecoach doesn't have to play Cthulhu here.
All things considering, that was okay of a turn.
Yeah, and Lifecoach doesn't want to play Cthulhu because what if it's Mirror Entity?
Yeah, you just play other minions, I guess. You can play the...
Brandschilber.
I guess you could play the Armored Warhorse as well. No, I don't know. That's actually tricky.
What about Brandschilber? You play Bran, you might give Bran to your opponent. Bran is...
Yeah, actually, Brand's not that useful in Drew because they have so many choose one effects. It doesn't count as a battle card.
Yeah.
Unless, actually, there is Mirror Entity and Yoxaron gets double spells.
Oh.
Nimsh. I like the way you're thinking right now.
Right?
Bravo, my
That would be
friend.
awesome.
You can play around it by playing, Armored Horse and like Cthulhu's Chosen. That means there's no good trades whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like when the Mirror Entity comes. Of course, if Lifecoach knew, he'd be able to benefit. Oh, he won the charge!
Nice.
Sick!
Well,
That's 5 to the dome. Except...
Nope.
That was a short-lived horse.
Well... I mean, actually, he's kind of relieved that he knows what Secret is. Now he knows it's not Counterspell.
No Ice Block.
Yeah.
Buffing Cthulhu even more.
all right, so Jackie Chan's hand is actually not that good. He's got Yogg, but he's got like Nourish and Double Wild Growth with a full hand.
Hey, at least he knows Cthulhu is in the hand now.
Yeah.
So he can expect it.
Yeah. So I think you're just, I don't know, going all in here. You're just playing Raven Idol, your Mire Keepers, maybe even your Living Roots.
I don't understand why he's not playing this Raven Idol.
You can just hero power down the 4/2, and then... I mean, maybe he feels like it's a battle of attrition, so he needs Raven Idol off Fandral. It could be also another thing, too. Like,
Yeah.
if you're just going to play Raven Idol anyways, which you know you will, you can save Raven Idol for Fandral and make sure you try to grind your opponent out of the game.
Oh my god, play this Raven Idol Swift Rage. Finally.
All right, spell it is, and Mulcher Naturalized. Oh, those are
misses.
I don't know if they're misses.
Wrath's not bad.
Yeah, Wrath can help him deal with what's on the board.
Okay.
Mark
but
of the Wild, though.
The
Yeah.
problem is, though, there will be Cthulhu at some point,
Living
and you
Roots
use your
Snipe.
mulch from your deck. So you kind of wanted to have an answer to Cthulhu.
Yeah.
You have Yoxaron as your only answer now, or the second Raven Idol.
Okay. So he's trying to really put the board pressure on so that way he can use Wisp of the Old Gods and Savage Roar.
Or he's just trying to use the most possible spells he can use in a single turn. Because Wild Growth counts for 2, so he really used, what, 7 spells that turn?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells.
Raven Idol, Wild Growth is each 2, so that's 5.
It's in the Master History bar, I think.
Living Roots, and Mark of the Wild.
7 spells, and he was around 7 spells with the Yoxaron, right?
Yeah.
So now he's around 14, which is kind of like a magical number. Like you want to be, I think, from 10 to 15 with the Yoxaron to have a plausible effect.
I think in this matchup, he just want as many as possible. Nah, maybe not.
Wait, what?
Not really,
Are you
no,
sure
like-
it's 7 spells? I thought it's 5.
Wild Growth and Excess Mana.
Yeah.
So that's 2. He used another
Raven
Wild
Idol.
Growth. That's Wild Growth, Excess Mana. So that's 4. He used Living Roots, Mark of the Wild, and
No, he used only one Mire. One Mire goes in his hand right now.
Yeah, actually, he just used
He used
one
5
Wild
spells.
oh,
It's in the Master History bar.
I'm going crazy, man.
Yeah, no worries. It's kind of late, man.
He bounced
Still.
over the second Wild Growth.
Yoxaron is above 10 spells.
Yes.
Which is all right. You have to be careful. Like if you have too many spells, you can actually overdraw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 5 spells. My apologies. But
All
now Cthulhu is huge. So this has to be Yogg.
Right.
It's got to be.
Well,
maybe not.
Well, you need to clear the board.
Consider it.
You need to clear the board and protect yourself. So
it's another green end turn button implying can't do anything. Can't attack. No minions on board. That's not the worst. He's drawing more cards. Kind of scary.
Oh, not this minion.
That is bad. Oh, it's really bad.
He buffs the panda again. Like, Yoxaron loves those pandas.
Okay, that's good. He actually kind of wants to remove and not burn. There you go. Oh, okay, safe. Safe.
But Cthulhu, what is Cthulhu right now? Cthulhu's huge.
Oh.
That's game. I think, what is Cthulhu, a 2020?
18.
Oh, no!
18.
One
He
off?
is one
It's
damage off lethal.
It's still really good.
Wait, Forsen's here. We don't even have to roleplay anymore.
Forsen is checking the Cthulhu, though? No?
Nah, he's too busy losing in poker.
All right.
No, he's actually up. Oh, good job, Forsen. What a baller. All right, Ancient Shield Bearer or Cthulhu itself.
If you go for Cthulhu, that's your last AoE card. And if Jackie develops the board and destroys Cthulhu,
Right.
you will have trouble dealing with Wisps of the Old Gods.
It's interesting because if you play Cthulhu, it kind of makes like almost any weapon lethal because then you can just slam and shield slam and get past it and then weapon like Fire War Axe it down because he's like down to 1. But then Feral Rage gains the health. He has to also deal with Cthulhu itself too. It's like an 18-18. How do you deal with Cthulhu? That he's used Mulch and Yogg.
Yeah, exactly.
He does have another Raven Idol.
Kind of like the Cthulhu play, man.
Well, if you don't go for Cthulhu, what do you do? Like, just play Cthulhu's Chosen to have more minions on board?
Yeah,
I like
Ancient
Cthulhu.
Shield Bearer. I kind of like the Cthulhu.
All right, Cthulhu gets Jackie to 1.
He's at 1.
And Jackie has 1 Raven Idol.
Aww.
And from this 1 seed, can he get this Mulch or even a Naturalize? Something to just not let him die.
No,
Feral
he's
Rage.
dead.
No, he can still mulligan.
There's no
or
taunt.
cycle the Wild Growth at all.
I don't think he has another one in his... this will make him overdraw.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was thinking...
And you can't... Like, he used Innervate already, so...
Yeah.
He can't really...
I think Jackie's just kind of like drawing the rest of his cards out of it.
He just killed himself.
Oh, okay.
Stylish Sudoku isn't nearly as valuable considering that the only early game target is the Dark Peddler. So it's not nearly as crucial as it is against most other variants of Warlock.
Yeah, Lifecoach got a decent hand here with the small dudes buffing Cthulhu.
I do think that having War Axe is important ultimately to remove some of those mid-game minions, but you can expect Warlock to tap or be relatively passive early on.
Also, how does this deck even play from Jackie? Because from here it looks like a Reno Lock, but it's a more Dragon-oriented deck.
Yeah, it's just like a mid-range deck, so you can imagine it to be kind of slow on the uptake. You know, no different than how Druid wants to kind of like ramp with Wild Growth. Warlock ramps with card draw, so that way things like Twilight Drake become more powerful. And then you have a more consistency of early games through Blackwing Corruptor going down.
Does it play Jiraxxus?
I don't believe so. I think you play Alexstrasza, so that way if your opponent ever gives you the ability to be aggressive on the board, Alexstrasza can go offensive. Also, if you play Emperor, things like Soulfires become 0, Alexstrasza becomes 8. You can combo them really hard.
So Cthulhu Warrior should be well suited to actually win versus this deck.
Hypothetically, yes, because it doesn't matter how much life you lose, you still have 20,000 armor.
Yeah, and practically Jackie Chan waited till the last match to take this. He was afraid to face this deck with the Warlock.
It is the most unreliable deck because while this deck does seem like pretty cool, like it's actually a very efficient list. It's got 2 wolves of everything except for the legendaries. It's also just kind of like lacking true power, if it makes sense. It's like early game is too weak to keep up with how fast everything gets on board. Like even mid-range Shaman gets up fast on board. Even Cthulhu Warrior gets fast on board.
Yeah.
But this deck kind of gets pretty slow on board, and its late game is like not nearly as powerful as the other late game decks. So
if it gets too far behind, the mid-sized minions that it drops are much less effective.
You're often stuck with like a hand of 4 to 6 mana plays. And you have like 7 or 8 mana, and you're behind, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit awkward.
Doomcaller can be useful in this matchup. Double Cthulhu seems great.
Yeah, that could be pretty good.
Is Lifecoach playing Thorison, by the way?
No, I don't think so. But Thorson is actually an interesting inclusion in this deck. It's if you know there's going to be a lot of control, Thorson's sort of a must because, especially if you're facing a lot of Cthulhu mirrors, being able to Thorson with Bran and Doomcaller in your hand is incredibly important because that means you have a possible 3 Cthulhuns, which makes sort of the Cthulhu mirror an auto win if your opponent is also playing the same deck without Thorson. So
well, what you can also do is keep the coin and then Thorison, Bran, and Cthulhu, and do Bran Cthulhu in one turn.
yeah, but usually having 3 Cthulhuns is better than branding out 1 Cthulhu. I don't know.
Yeah, like both plays are awesome. That's for sure.
Both plays are incredibly awesome, Nimsh.
Yeah, I think one of the keys will actually be Sylvanas in this matchup for the Warlock. If it continues to grind out, one of the ways you can answer Cthulhu, in quotation marks, is Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Because you can take away their ability to Doomcaller. But I don't know. There's still a lot of threats in the Cthulhu Warrior deck. Twin Emperor comes to mind. It matches up pretty well against Sunwalker. Like, Sunwalker doesn't... I mean, Sunwalker kind of holds her own, but, you know, Warrior... It won't get past the Warrior threats.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a 6/6 also kind of makes everything a little bit awkward.
So what would be the game plan for Warlock? Just try to outvalue Cthulhu Warrior? Because you have life tap and they don't. So they have a limited amount of draw.
Okay, that's a pretty good start. Azure Drake.
Now, what do you Hellfire?
What's really awkward is you don't actually have... This is your only dragon. So maybe you're more inclined to keep it. Because... Okay, well, now you have Chilma. But before, think about it. It's like, one of the biggest things about Dragon decks is you don't have the Dragon synergies.
Yeah.
Life Tap's supposed to offset that because you draw a lot of cards. So would you be willing to part ways with it?
Yeah. And finds a clever play here, just healing his Twilight Drake back up with the Earthen Ring Farce here. I was kind of looking at the Hellfire there because Hellfire is not really that great of a card in this matchup anyway. You damage your own Twilight Drake. But you get sort of one of the more dead cards out of your hand that would otherwise have a hard time finding a use.
I think you want to get on board faster and just pressure Warrior before he accumulates the cards.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, just slam your own Acolyte here to draw a card. You can follow up by Disciple of Cthulhu to 3/3. Save, like, say he removes it with Mordekoi, you still have Gorehowl in the 4/7. This deck doesn't really play Defender of Argus. They just play a lot of minions and Sunwalker. I guess you are for your Sunwalker in the end, though, and that's where Slam gets value. Okay, so he chooses to Slam the 3/3 instead. A little bit more of a less greedy version to do it.
Go face.
Actually, I like this a lot because if the opponent plays Sunwalker, then he can't choose between Coil and Sunwalker. So either you choose to develop the Sunwalker, kill the 1/3, then you can pop it and play Gorehowl. Or if your opponent plays Mortal Coil, you can definitely develop Gorehowl because you won't have a taunt minion, and then Gorehowl will snipe the 4/7. This is a brilliant play from Lifecoach.
Yeah, really well played there.
Of course.
And Gorehowl is going to be a key card in this matchup as well. I'm not sure if we've seen any Oozes or Harrison Jones from Jackie Chan, but if you want to fight for board and there's Gorehowl on the other side, you're going to lose.
Well, I don't think there's weapon removal from the Warlock.
No, I don't think Jackie Chan's run weapon removal on anything.
Especially if you bounce Rogue, right?
Well, not only that, but I don't think his game plan was to necessarily have a specific ban that he was banning all tournament. His game plan was just to like go by feel and ban according to the matchup.
Right. Freeze Mage, Rogue. These are all problematic classes that you kind of adapt on the situation. You could even justify banning like Warlock if you're Jackie, because you have like the Tempo Mage and the Druid and a bunch of like other stuff. So
I think weapon removal on Last Hero Standing is only when you're building your entire lineup around banning a specific deck that you know will be popular in the format. Like I don't know if it was the G2 guys, but they were. I can't remember who it was, but their plan was to leave Warrior up, which wasn't actually a popular strategy at the beginning of the tournament. And by leaving Warrior up, they put a few weapon removals in their decks just to offset their plan to not ban Warrior.
Yeah. Well, Nyman agreed that Warlock was the most dangerous deck in the tournament.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, well, dude, I don't know. It didn't really do that well. You look at Tice and Lifecoach; they didn't even have Warlock in their lineups.
You know what I want? I want a Bloodsail Corsair off a Dark Peddler. I'm kind of feeling it.
Oh.
I feel like Jackie hasn't really been himself this series.
No.
And one way you can really put the dagger into the heart or into the weapon.
That is some good weapon removal right there, if he gets it.
A Bloodsail Corsair. Give me it. Give me that.
Oh, wow!
Got it!
Got him!
He picked that before I could even see it.
Yeah, same. Whoops!
That is sick.
That's why you don't run weapon removal in your deck. You don't need it. You can get it. That was so
If that's
huge.
not a PogChamp moment, I don't know what it is, dude. That was insane.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dude, Lifecoach is pissed.
That was not only super important because that weapon was great, but you would just lose the game with the
man.
Gorhole line.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is that enough to just win the game?
Well, I mean, he's got some burn from hand, but his deck doesn't really run any finishers, it feels like.
You mean from Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
Jackie's finishers are just like constant board pressure and having like a little bit of damage from hand through Soulfire and Hellfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Ragnaros as well. And,
Yeah, Ragnaros is also a
burst.
legitimate burn too.
Oh, yeah, Ragnaros could come out as early as next turn, so Lifecoach going to have to find a way to maneuver around this. The Ancient Shield Bearer is a big body, but with so many little minions on the board, you're worried about it getting traded up to. So you kind of want to whittle away the board before you play that big thing, I think.
Yeah, it seems like just playing the 4-2. Yeah, Shield Block would be a waste on the 4-4, I believe. That's some more damage.
Yep.
But you can have a really nice Ragnaros here. Just trading the 4-2 with 1-2 and 2-2.
That felt like a really good brawl last turn as well, so you sort of tested board a little bit. So now you can feel free to play this, pushing damage, providing a threat.
Right.
And maybe that's why Lifecoach didn't play the Ancient Shield Bearer last turn. Going into turn 8, he knows that one of the ways he loses is by an unchecked Rag. This allows him to play Ancient Shield Bearer plus Shield Slam.
No,
Also,
that's exactly what he's accounting for.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if he stalls long enough, he maybe can use Shield Bearer with Bran on turn 10, but here definitely Shield Bearer and the Shield Slam.
Yeah.
It's much better.
I mean, you just have to account for the opponent's strongest plays on the following turn. If you play Cthulhu's Chosen, what do you want to do? Just place Rag on empty board. How do you answer that? Exactly this.
That's a really clean answer.
10 life. I still feel like the Blizzard dev team at one point was just like, what if we just made this card gain like 10 life? Everyone's like, ha! Yeah, let's put it in there.
Yeah.
And the balance team's like, yeah, it seems good.
Something like 10 life.
Hey, at least there is a condition, and you have to play
10
bad
life.
minions.
Oh my goodness. And it's not the only card to do that.
Jim Nim said there's a condition. You have to play a bunch of bad minions in order to activate the 10 life.
It's not even that bad.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
Cthulhu's Chosen's not even that bad. It's actually somewhat comparable to a Pilot Shredder in a weird way. It's not exactly as good.
They don't
obviously.
have taunts. So I'm like, all right, just play your minions, I'll go face.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're getting used to the power overwhelming. Okay.
It seems like a resource battle. That's why this Gorhole is so important.
Yeah. So you really wanted to fit in the tap. I was thinking like Shadow Bolt plus Blackwing Corruptor, and you preserve your 2-2 and your 4-4.
Right.
But this allows you to fit in the tap and allows you to maybe use the Blackwing Corruptor for like get a little bit more value out of it because it would have been effectively deal 1 damage.
Yeah. Well, I think Sylvanas can come down now. You've seen Power Overwhelming too, so that means both Peddler's cards have been used. Therefore, you're less likely for it to surprise you. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's ways for your opponent to like play their Sylvanas if they have it and steal it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with Sylvanas here.
What about getting Justicar?
What about Shadow Flame? But not really. You can't really steal then.
This deck doesn't really run Shadow Flames, I think. It's,
Okay.
it's definitely like 2 Hellfires. If it's a Shadow Flame, it's a 1-of, and it's definitely like a tech against Zoo and Druid and a few other like board flood decks.
Feels like you don't really want to kill your minions. Like you don't really have any minions that are Shadow Flame fodder.
Yep.
Without Power
I'm inclined to
Overwhelming,
agree.
you don't really have any way to activate it, and your minions aren't like overly statted.
Yeah.
So then Sylvanas is fine. armor up on top of it.
Yep, it's a close call, but another reason why I like it is because, one, your opponent can't just trade into it without giving you some value on Sylvanas, but also, like, you have your own way to, trick your opponent with Baron Geddon as a way to, like, surprise steals with Sylvanas. Some people are like, okay, well, I'll just maybe ignore Sylvanas and, like, let her do her thing, and then all of a sudden, like, Baron Geddon comes in.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't even deal with it.
Yeah, well, Jackie Chan's got a pretty good clear here. Because of the spell power, he's able to, like, attack in with the Twilight Guardian, attack face with the Azure Drake and Hellfire.
Yeah.
And, like, slam a Sunwalker. So he pushes 8 damage and has an empty board with a Sunwalker.
He's
actually pretty close to lethal, too.
Is it? So 7 plus 8?
15 as opposed to 7, 19. It's like,
yeah,
kind of close. And he has Blackwing Corruptor in hand, too. It's obviously not like a clear 2-turn lethal, but...
Well, it's not really 7 plus 8.
Yeah, Hellfire, Sunwalker.
Because the first Hellfire kills the...
Oh, yeah, that's true. It'd be 7 plus 7.
Right, right. That's true. Good point, Nimsh.
Great call, Nimsh.
Ooh. You can summon 2 Twin Emperors. I kind of like that. A lot.
Yeah.
This card is already borderline busted, and now you get to summon another one.
Triple Emperor. Veclor.
Yeah, triplet Emperor Veclor.
But... Hellfire, Shadowbolt, Shadowbolt.
Is that lethal?
It's almost a full clear.
Oh, almost full clear.
You leave the brand up with 2. Oh, wow, you leave the brand up. That's dangerous. Is there a way you can get past it?
You can just Shadowbolt Bran.
There's a Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah, you can Shadowbolt.
Play your 6/6. 6/6 goes well into everything else.
Yeah.
There's also validity to double Doomsayer and Shadowbolt the Brand, just like life tap, because how else are you going to get value off the Doomsayers?
That's true.
You're always going to be building the board.
Yeah, kind of like that, actually, getting value out of the Doomsayers. Because then if the Doomsayers go off, you have free reign, effectively.
Yep.
Well, Hellfire is still really good here overall.
Yeah, you get to Shadowbolt clear. Definitely have to take care of Bran.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that you give your opponent initiative, and you're stuck playing reactive, and your reactive cards are Siphon Soul. That's it. I mean, you have Blackwing Corruptor too.
It's not really that you had a choice, actually. And it's still like you really need to remove the brand because of the second Shubert or Cthulhu or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there kind of is a choice, though.
I like Dan's play.
With, like, the Doomsayers, because...
Just double Doomsayer?
Because you're such a proactive deck. You create, like, so much minion pressure through the board that you leverage with Siphon Soul. Like, Siphon Soul gets way better when you have a minion to attack after you use it. Because then your opponents, like, play reactive, you attack, you remove that big threat. But when you're using it, like, defensively against a minion that shouldn't even be used against, like, it gets awkward.
Wait, so what was your play in total?
It was just Shadowbolt the Brand and then double Doomsayer. So you're left with a Sunwalker with
Hellfire,
Divine...
no Hellfire.
No Hellfire.
Yeah.
And you leave the Sunwalker with Divine Shield up, and then your opponents to get through the Sunwalker and then get to the 14 points of health from the Doomsayers, which is like nearly impossible.
Let's say, like, he also even gets through the Divine Shield, just, like, manually bashing through, and somehow, like, Cthulhu clears everything. You still have, like, Hellfire and Siphon Soul to clear stuff. So it felt like a reliable way. And also, in this situation, Blackwing Corruptor helps you, but you're still, like, in the back of your mind, kind of afraid of just dying to, like, straight up Cthulhu. How big is a Cthulhu now?
It's 12-12, I think.
12,
and you
12.
have
You're at
19
9.
health.
What, did you draw a Doom Caller?
It's close. It's really close.
I mean, look at Lifecoach's health. He's at 12. He does have Just Card, though, but...
Well, at least Lifecoach has some good life gain with the Sun Cap.
Yeah,
where
tank up's insane in this position.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan only has Siphon Soul to heal himself.
I think Doomcaller is just like the better play, because if you play Baron Geddon, it dies to the 5/2, and
if you play Geddon, you go up to 14, right? Because like it will deal 2 damage to you.
Yeah.
And there's 5 damage, so 9 damage kills you. Is there something that deals 9 damage that kills you?
It's interesting because Jackie hasn't played the Soulfires, and nor has he drawn it. It's starting to make me think that he doesn't have it in his deck, and he maybe just replaced it with other things.
It's possible.
But he's yet to draw into, like, his Imp Gang bosses He's yet to draw his Alex Strazas, so he's got a lot of other cards that he could draw that don't exactly impact the board. Just kind of.
Well, Alex Straza will heal him and be an 8/8 on board, so that's quite
Yeah, but it's not like the Blackwing Corruptor effect, where it's just like a super swing, which you're always looking for.
Ooh.
It's not bad. I guess you could play that with Siphon Soul.
good. Yeah, Siphon Soul on 7/9, kill it for free, go 5 to face. You have a nice board. Warrior has only 2 cards.
That was reasonable. Like that or Imp Gang Boss. Even if he had Brand, consider playing it too. And all of a sudden, the charge from Jackie Chan. It's been a scrappy game. It hasn't been pretty at all. But, I mean, Lifecoach is yet to get a brawl. He's kind of due for one.
Ooh.
Oh, Cthulhu, but...
The 16-16.
And, well, has a chance for lethal, hypothetically, right?
Yeah, even if you don't win, like, you maybe clear the board. You've just seen Siphon Soul.
There's 12 health on the board, though. How likely is that?
That's probably the best play anyway.
Yeah, there's no Siphon Soul. You're likely to clear 2 minions. Not all 3, though.
There's a lot of multiple event probability going on with calculating this.
Yeah, it's like 57%.
You just have to go for it.
Cthulhu time. Those
Just
minions
less
are...
face and more to the minions.
Oh! Oh!
Wow. After Doomcaller was already used. But, once again, there's not much initiative given to the Warlock, and the quality of minions in the Warriors' hands is still pretty good. Barongen's like still really intimidating.
Yeah,
to
just
deal
do a
with.
card count on your there, so the
Warlock
people at
has
home can see.
7 cards.
Okay.
Warriors 10.
Warrior has
10.
10.
Okay. Well,
Do you go Doomsayer to
I
get
think
initiative?
you can get away with Doomsayer and stagger it, actually, so all you can take, like, your initiative is like Chill Maul, and actually Chill Maul is pretty strong.
But then if you play...
Howl's dead.
If you play Doomsayer right now, opponent will just...
double
armor up.
Doomsayer.
Double
He doesn't
Doomsayer.
want to tap
This board
at
is
all.
threatening.
And, like, I don't think Lifecoach is, like, that upset to pass either, because...
Yeah, doesn't mind. He's dunk up.
Yeah, like, his opponent didn't play a really strong minion that didn't have an answer, so he gets another card in a way. There's almost nothing else to really think about. The opponent also just kind of 2-for-1 himself in the name of tempo. And the card that he got with that play was Imp Gang Boss. Not bad.
Yeah, the question is, like, how many threats Jackie Chan actually has in the deck? Like,
All right, Imp Gang Boss left.
Another Imp Gang Boss, that's Alex Straza. Cthulhu's Chosen. Awkward to say the least. You could
Oh, Chosen is not bad.
Cthulhu's Chosen and Baron get in to kind of like remove the Imp Gang Boss.
But then your Disciple of Cthulhu dies. But you do challenge the Chill Maul.
Oh, you mean like Disciple and Geddon?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the cleaner ways, and you just hope Baron getting kind of trades with the 6/6.
What about Cthulhu's Chosen and Disciple of Cthulhu for 2 damage on the Chill Maul?
Yeah, I like it. And also tank up.
Okay, that's also fine too.
Because
Actually, I
then
like that a lot.
for 2 contests, both minions.
Yeah, I didn't think about playing the Cthulhu's Chosen this turn because it felt clunky.
One thing's for sure is this one's probably going to come down to the wire. It all depends on what Jackie Chan's last cards are. He needs a big threat. He needs a dragon that's above average in size.
Yeah, I think he's played both Twilight Drakes. So he's got like another Azure Drake, I think. He's also hasn't hit his coils, which is
He's
interesting
hit 1 coil.
too. He's hit 1 coil?
Yeah,
Okay.
1 coil was there. And from Lifecoach's perspective, he just needs to remove every threat on board, and then he will win in fatigue.
Yeah.
Tank Up's it's not trivial either. Oh, it's so bad. I think he has a tap now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tank Up's not trivial either, considering that this game very realistically will go to fatigue.
That's not a dragon.
Lifecoach also, like we said, is yet to hit that brawl, which is huge if he's able to do it.
I think as soon as he hits that brawl,
game's over.
Game's over.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's still Alex Straza.
So now, can you get like a really nice Geddon?
You can. I mean, Geddon's going to remove the Divine Shield from the Sunwalker. It's going to leave a 1/1 up from the Imp Gang Boss.
Can he go for Ghoul Geddon this turn?
That'd be the same outcome almost.
Yeah, you kind of trade for the board. Actually,
Well, you will kill Sunwalker, but you don't kill the Shield Modan. Doesn't have
Dude,
any
you know
merit.
if Jackie gets Brand Blackwing Corruptor off, though, that's pretty amazing.
Well, he's
6
got
damage.
2 draws to do it. I mean, he's got an Azure Drake left, as we mentioned. So
Okay. No dragon pops in his hand, so he kind of gets a lot of information.
Yeah, I guess like you had to do it because if there is a dragon and there's AoE, you'll be pretty happy about it.
running out of time though. Baron Geddon clears off the Imp King boss in the 1/1,
It
but
kills
also
your
clears off his Divine Chosen.
4/2.
It damages you yourself.
What happens if you don't play the 4/2? It kind of encourages the 2/2 to trade into it, making Baron Geddon even stronger.
So go weapon, no Geddon, armor up.
Maybe attack and armor up, or tank up.
I think you can
Okay.
wait. Try to kill it
Yeah,
next
that's
turn.
true. You can always attack it next turn and use the Baron Geddon as well.
It's not a dragon.
Does he want to tap again? No, I don't know. Blackwing Corruptor not coming down for its battle cry value is pretty weak, all things considering.
Also,
And
Lifecoach is slowly escaping the range. Like, look at the health pool. It's 17.
Yeah, exactly, man. The tank up's not irrelevant. It's actually his best asset right now, all
Yeah.
things considering. It gives him so much mileage off of stalling his opponent.
That play from Lifecoach is actually really intelligent because he sets up for almost a perfect get-in next turn.
Oh, man. So Alex Strauss is one of his 2 last cards here, and I think that's his last dragon. So if he coils, or it could be the Azure Drake. I am kind of missing a card here. Maybe he has 1 Soulfire, too, in the deck?
Are you sure he has Alexstrasza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
think
pretty
it's
positive.
Azure Drake Alexstrasza.
Okay.
But Azure Drake is almost unplayable.
Yeah, it's pretty much... Well, not almost. You might
After
be able to kill him
Alexstrasza,
before your opponent.
Yeah, well, it's a dragon.
Yeah.
There's Alexstrasza.
Alex, it is. So now you can finally do...
Oh! He wants the brand.
Okay.
Oh, the brand.
He wants the
6
he
damage
wants
to
6
face.
damage to face.
Oh, Brand as well. So if there is a roll, execute does nothing
no.
actually.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you dead? So you can go to, you're at 12, 13, 17, and the damage on the board is 8, 9 plus 6, 15 to off.
If he attacks face...
If he plays Geddon, he's dead, right? No, he's not.
No, he's not dead.
No,
he
he's
attacks the 4/5 and
Oh, he's dead.
tanks up.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's going to go back up to 13.
11.
Oh, yeah, 11 after the Baron Geddon.
Yep. And then that means there's 5 on the board plus the 6.
That's
Jackie
it.
found exact lethal.
Oh, man.
Wow. Dude, what a close game. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Super close.
Are you serious?
Wow.
And the warrior falls down. This means Jackie is 3-2 versus I is going to.
Indra Kovalder's not what you want to draw if your life coach. Doesn't have a turn 2 play either, but his 3/4/5 is looking pretty.
Yep.
It's just that you don't have Reno, you don't have Healbot. Your best sources of heals are usually by 3 or
Cypher
Albatross
Soul.
at 15.
Oh, Siphon Soul.
Right, your
Yeah,
increments of 3 is,
Oh, yeah.
is usually the case. And I mean, I've played this deck and I've played a fair amount, and I feel like a lot of times Hunter is just the hardest matchup.
Well, Hunter is really good versus Reno Lock as well, so...
Right, that hero power is just so imposing. And here's like an interesting plot twist. If you like coin Doomsayer to stop the building pressure, Lifecoach is not doing anything anymore.
He's happy. He was just going to hero power anyway.
Good steady shot.
But will Jackie Chan make that read? He's thinking, okay, if I don't Doomsayer and
Yeah.
Lifecoach has a 2-drop, he's got 5 damage on board.
Yeah, you're not landing.
It's
the Doomsayer.
it's likely that he'll be able to deal with the Doomsayer next turn, but he passes the discipline.
And that's not a 2-drop for Lifecoach, which means steady shot to the face. Is he going to bluff that
Yes.
he has something to play, but he's like, oh no, I will not play that huge though this turn.
I think he was going to rope anyway. It acts as a bluff.
That's going to be the
Attention.
slowest Hunter game ever.
Jackie not playing Doomsayer implies that he really feels like he can save the coin, or he's putting the read that Lifecoach doesn't have anything on turn 2. And that frees him to play Doomsayer this turn. What does the coin give him availability? He can coin out the Twilight Drake.
Well, in the Dragon decks,
Wow.
overall, coin is pretty good for Raptor
Oh,
or like a
man.
4-drop on turn 3. There's a lot of stuff you can use the coin on.
Well, Jackie Chan's going to need to take full control of the board and then some by turn 8.
I mean, I kind of feel that Jackie's going to be in the lead for quite some time here. Just look at Lifecoach's hand post this turn. Like, you can't play Animal Companion reliably. Jackie's going to have the Twilight Drake on board.
Yeah.
Or even Bran if he feels that comfortable, because his opponent's on turn 4. He knows his opponent doesn't have access to Kodo, so he can get like Twilight Drake and Dark Peddlers in the future turns.
That's actually not bad, because
double Dark Peddler.
This is a pretty safe Bran turn.
Or normally what you do on 4, you just play Infested Wolf, or even if there's a weapon doesn't kill Bran. So the only thing that kills Bran is what, like Deadly Shot? But then Deadly Shot using Bran, you're like, sure, I would just play my Twilight Drake after.
Huffer is one way.
I don't think Lifecoach's deck runs Infested Wolf, because it runs the extra 1-drops, and it also runs double Houndmaster. I don't think you have room for Infested Wolf. But Bran Bronzebeard it is. Oh, nope.
Nope.
Twilight Drake it is. I was looking at Bran Bronzebeard, staring at it in the hand.
Okay, so Lifecoach obviously has his hand saying, play the late game, you'll be okay. And, you know, if he's able to roll Huffer, or if he's able to maximize his hero power, I mean, Warlock's already kind of doing him a favor by getting so low to 22 because he life tapped.
Yeah, Huffer face would be great.
It's the worst option for Lifecoach.
But it was like Animal Companion was the play this turn anyway, because on turn 5 you play Tiger, on turn 6 you buff the Tiger, go face.
Tiger's so scary. That's 9 damage coming turn 6, and that means you're kind of working at 13 health from that point on.
Finley.
Would you consider Finley? Because your hero power, after a certain threshold, like your hero power is great early on, but after a certain point, you kind of need like heal.
Yeah, or armor up.
Armor up, or Priest is
might.
probably better because you can always heal your minions too in the pinch.
Well, you also have the draw with Dark Peddler in your hand and Bran that can provide you some cards as the small combo.
I don't know, though. You're basically telling your opponent that my cards, on average, are better than yours.
Well, if you're telling your opponent my cards are good, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh!
Yeah,
like he's thinking creatively right now just about how the implications of Finley. Ooh, Flame Imp's absolute no-no. Can't lower your health any further down.
Inside the mind of CKIECHAN.
Okay.
Sir Finley Mergleton.
That's a nice Tiger.
Tiger will certainly come down. Turn 5 is Blackman Corruptor turn. You're looking at 8 power on the board. It's 11 damage to you. You're still not like under the world's most heavy pressure.
Oh, Lifecoach definitely needs to think about this turn, but if you go... I think you just need to commit to the face strategy at some point, especially because you are at 30, and your opponent will really want to trade into your minions and protect himself. So you want to dodge the Twilight Guardian, you want to dodge Chillmaw. Speaking about the devil.
Okay,
oh,
so...
he's looking to Finley now.
Yeah, I mean, he has Twilight Guardian, which is the obvious play, but it's a question if he wants to play Finley now or later. And I don't think you lose too much by playing it later, because you don't necessarily need to hero power for a while, and you don't know if you need an extra card.
Well,
right now, playing Finley is purely for the 1/3 on board.
Yeah,
that plays more to unleash the hound.
You can look at CKIECHAN's face. He's trying to convince himself that Sir Finley is not the right play.
Yeah,
his first instinct was Finley, and you can tell his internal struggle right now.
There's a realistic chance you play like Siphon Soul next turn.
And then Chillmaw possibly.
And then Chillmaw, so you're not going to hero power for a while, and you still might need access to that hero power
the question
to refill your hand.
Do you want the 1/3 on board? Because 1/3 on board will also help you to deal damage and clear things.
It does play into Unleash, though, and you're giving your opponent 5 1/1s, and if he plays like Unleash Kill Command...
He knows that Lifecoach doesn't play Unleash, though.
Oh, okay.
He has to at this point.
Yeah, with the camels.
Yeah.
Camo build normally doesn't run Unleash.
It's too many 3-drops. Kill Commands, Animal Companions, Desert Camels, Eagle Horn Bows. 10 3-drops in the deck is a lot if you run Unleash.
Houndmaster is like surprisingly not that impressive because the 4/4 trades into the 5/4 or 7/4 afterwards. So, I mean, you can quick shot too. I think you want to maximize your hero power as well. There's a case for Animal Companion Desert Camel because it also builds up the board reasonably. You're both just as vulnerable to Hellfire on both sides.
If you get Leok.
If you get Leok, it's trades. But then if you get Huffer, it's like kind of a weird pivot strategy. You like quick shot the 3/6 and then you huff for the 4/4 or something like that.
So what do you do on turn 7 though, as well?
Turn 7, you can Houndmaster and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, Houndmaster kill steady shots to use our hero power. Or is he going for quick shot? Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he protects his 4/3 because he's anticipating the 4/4 to go in.
Another Guardian.
I mean, this is like a case of whether or not you want to justify using Hellfire here. Probably not.
Well, trade Guardian life tap first, maybe. This will be the last life tap you do, probably. In this game.
I don't mind a life tap here.
Deal damage to face.
Twilight Drake, not the most useful here. And the fact that this is a 4/3 and it's a 6 of health minion is actually very relevant. Lifecoach can't get past it very easily.
Yeah.
Oh, Bow's not bad. Bow's actually a pretty big draw. Oh
yeah, Bow is great.
I didn't think about it.
Now you can get, you can play either Animal Companion or Camo. Camo will actually extend the board.
Camel's probably more reliable against 2 minions on board, so
yeah.
Call of the Wild is stronger.
Especially because you do not expect a 1-drop from Warlock.
Huffer is also a really bad liability as soon as you roll a Huffer on the 2/2 on the board.
I think these Call of the Wilds are just going to end the game.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
They definitely feel like they can.
They're looming.
Yeah, I mean,
Chillmaw could be an effective way to stop that.
Yeah, Chillmaw is really annoying.
Yeah, but it only deals 3 damage, so Leok and Misha survives.
They have Hellfire to follow it up. If you're Jackie Chan, you probably feel comfortable because you're expecting one Call of the Wild, but probably not expecting both.
All right, so Lifecoach decides to kill the 3/6 with the weapon and the 4/3.
Okay, no Indra Cavaldir, which is the dream, but Fiery Bat still kind of like okay. Ooh.
Can you play Chillmaw into this? Chillmaw does not die to the 2/4 and the 3/1 weapon.
Maybe he feels up for like Bran and Twilight Drake. No, that gives up his dragons. He needs the dragon. Oh, that's so awkward. You kind of need like Twilight Drake
Yeah,
to be on the board.
it helps Chillmaw. So Twilight Drake wasn't that bad actually when he got it.
I don't know if I'm feeling Doomsayer because nothing else really pairs well with it. You're not going to like life tap. So if you play Doomsayer, you might just play like Finley this turn so you can get like a different hero power to do stuff.
Chillmaw is awkward in a way because if you play Chillmaw, if there's Call of the Wild, which you kind of expect, Huffer and weapon attack kills Chillmaw, and then 3 minions survive. So you will be forced to Hellfire next turn. So it's probably better to have bigger minions.
I mean, the 4/13 is probably not going to die for a while unless your opponent has Deadly Shot. And if he's Deadly Shotting, that also means he's not playing Call of the Wild.
That is a deadly shot.
Okay, how good is the Call of the Wild here? It's pretty nuts. You get 6 damage plus the 5, so 11, 14 damage.
Oh, man.
You get 14 damage to the face.
Well, there's still some merit for Deadly Shot 4/13 and Animal Companion Hero Power. Because you're not really losing the camo.
That's extremely relevant, too. And even if the 2/1, the Fiery Bat lands on the Brand, that's even more clean than it was before. It's pretty hard not to justify and Call of the Wild when 2 minions are already on board. But I mean,
I don't know.
What, you rather have the Call of the Wild?
You like
right
Call
now?
of the Wild?
Yeah.
I think I like Deadly Shot more.
Okay, 2/1 should go into the 2/2. If it lands on the Brand,
This can be so clean.
we're in good business.
Yeah, even if it doesn't, it's fine. Oh,
Okay,
doesn't
so he
matter
just
that
bumps. It just means he's more susceptible to like removal on that, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's a really good board to have.
Yeah. And think about it too, TJ. His minions are stronger for another Call of the Wild the following turn.
That's true, and he fits into hero power, which means that Call of the Wild on 9 and then Call Wild on 10, he'll be able to fit a hero power in on 10.
Which means 7 damage, half for 5, and
Yeah,
shot.
so this is like more efficient over the course of turns. It might make Jackie Chan think that there's no Call of the Wild, which might make him play a little bit differently.
And by the way, there's no dragon in hand other than Chillmaw, so Chillmaw does not explode when dying.
Ooh, this gets some free development of the Call of the Wild. I'm not sure about this. This ends up giving full control to the Hunter over the board. and Hellfire's not going to clean it up.
And we've seen all 30 cards. There's no Twisting Nether. There's no Doom.
Oh no, Jackie kind of not really feeling himself right now. He's just kind of unsettled.
That's a dragon, so Chill Mana works.
Yeah.
Or Azure Drake Hellfire.
Oh, Azure Drake Hellfire is pretty big, but the second Call the Wild, dude.
Maybe he Chill Malls first and then Azure Drake Hellfires.
No, it doesn't even trade onto the board very well because you trade Huffer into 3-2 and then you Call the Wild again. I mean, we know the second Call the Wild, but like even then there's 7 power existing on the board.
Oh,
18 life.
Deals with some part of his board, but you get Huffer for 6. 9 damage plus hero power means 11 damage this turn. He is down to 7. And then he possibly dies to the kill command hero power.
Well, Jackie Chan has almost no healing in the deck as well. He's got Alex Straza, which is sort of healing, but it's really expensive. He's got both of his Earthring Farseers left. So I just don't see if Lifecoach pushes face damage here, how...
Well,
even if he trades,
you still got to trade.
Yeah, Lifecoach is also at 10. Can Jackie Chan maybe find a way to go through?
He's counting. 1 Hellfire being used. He didn't see any burn like Soulfire. He saw Peddlers. He didn't see 1 Peddler card.
Second Siphon Soul, maybe?
Saw both
Actually, he
Peddlers.
didn't see both of them.
He didn't see both?
Power Overwhelming is also from the...
No, you haven't seen Finley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't see either Peddler cards.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a Shadow Bolt and like Power Overwhelming Abusive Sergeant or something like that, like you'd lose. Even the Stiltos board was Power Overwhelming.
He's got lethal next turn anyway. He's got Kill Command.
And Bow and Hero Power.
That's 10 as long as 1 beast survives. Whoa.
That's brave. And that's a Shadow Bolt, which means you can't find lethal with Finley.
Finley can give him a Hero Power.
No way.
If that's the Shapeshift of Fire Blast, that will be it. And that's the Shapeshift. Steady shot.
We're going to Game 7.
Yeah, he goes for it.
Oh, no.
No way.
Oh, my goodness. 10 health is too little. And we have a tie. It's 3-3.
Jackie's getting up out of his seat.
And then his off Paladin is in the final right now, facing Lifecoach with this weird Warlock Brew.
Yeah.
What is this deck? Why is this deck in the final? What are we watching, TJ?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This tournament has shattered all of my expectations.
And it's awesome. It's really great Hearthstone. And it all comes down to this one game. Jackie Chan versus Lifecoach.
Yeah.
Dragon midrange Warlock versus midrange Shaman.
Yep, mid-range deck just the way Blizzard wanted Hearthstone to be. At least, I mean, that's not true. That's kind of
good old board trading.
Board trading is fun.
Like in the good old days.
So this matchup will be dictated whether or not Jack can get on board efficiently, because Shaman always tends to get on the board pretty fast. Already introduced with a pretty big crossroads for Lifecoach if he chooses to go for Totem Golem early, but then sabotage the rest of his curve. And as such, it just might lead him to hero power because of how many 3-mana plays he has in his hand.
Yeah, but then
Lifecoach's brain looks like it's on fire.
Well, it surely is, because this is a really difficult turn. Like if you go for the 3-4, you get the board, but then you only have Totem Up. And if you just Totem Up here, if your opponent coins up a free drop, then you're behind and you play catch up. So, but they both have clears. I think Jackie Chan has actually a better hand overall with the Hellfire and double Imgangbas. He can coin out the Imgangbas in turn 2, Imgangbas in turn 3. If something goes wrong, he has Hellfire. And he already has like a nice dragon as well. Not to mention Shadow Bolt that can deal with the 3-4. And Lifecoach, yeah, like, just Totem Golem, how do you go for it?
I think you got a hero power. Totem Golem disrupts too much of what happens. And, you know, you can still play Totem Golem later on, which won't sabotage too much, but, you know, it's... Tuskar Totemic's too valuable. Yeah, these other things are just, like, way too good to pass up.
Shadow Bolts, by the way. Arena deck.
Oh, that actually makes it pretty easy then, because now you can play Tunnel Trog and Totem Golem and still have 3 mana the next turn. There's no way you can avoid Imgang Boss from collecting value on you.
Yeah, that's probably it. And the next turn, if Trog survives, you can Feral Spirit or Tuskar Totemic. Like,
one of them should end up surviving. It's kind of hard for your opponent to remove everything from Totem Golem and Tunnel Trog.
Yeah.
And both of them have a lot of upside because, you know, the Totem Golem's like sick, and then Tunnel Trog, of course, can grow through the overload.
Well, for Jackie, he'll be able to Shadow Bolt the 3/4 and kill the totem, leaving the Trog alive. But then Lifecoach will have options.
And then Trog gets actually a +2 buff, gets the easy snipe, and then forces a Hellfire, which gives him initiative to play the Tuskar Totemic on 5 mana.
I mean, these are the things he's thinking about, 3 turns ahead. Like, how is this going to play out?
Right.
And that's what you have to do. So...
Are there other options, though? Like, can you...
Yeah.
No, I think that's exactly how it plays out. Based off... The fact that we have information makes it easy for us, but Lifecoach is thinking about this. Shadow Bolt the 3/4, kill the 0/2. I play Feral Spirits, get the easy trade. He has the Hellfire. And then on 5 mana, I only have 2 remaining, so I can play Tuskar Totemic, or even Mana-Tide Totem, which has justification. But then Mana-Tide Totem plays into the Blackwing Corruptor, so I'll probably have to play Tuskar Totemic, which is fun because you can even summon your own Mana-Tide Totem as well.
Yeah. And
I actually think, like, Jackie-chan, just in hindsight, Jackie-chan got a perfect matchup in the final versus Lifecoach, because Lifecoach is a player that needs to play a specific matchup 1,000 times to be able to map it.
Oh, yeah.
And Jackie-chan
That's a good point.
Jackie-chan brought something super weird.
That's a really good point, Ed. I didn't think about that. I'm just like, how Lifecoach is probably just like taking... I think part of the reason why he's like flubbing a lot here in the finals is because this deck's weird.
Yeah.
This deck is really unusual. It's like... You run a bunch of mid-range without actual burst finish. Like, most mid-range decks supposed to have some kind of weird decisive way to kill you. Grommash Hellscream, Druid Force of Nature Savage Roar. Something to kind of like decisively close out the game. But this deck just kind of like beats you to death.
Yeah. Skanks out with the minions.
Yeah, just kind of like mid-range minions outvaluing you.
Yes, Lifecoach is in the dark. Like, he's really trying to think hard what is going to happen every turn. And
I don't think Squire changes the play at all. You just get such a clean snipe on Imp Gang Boss, one of the highest value minions against what you play. Everything you do plays into Imp Gang Boss. And maybe this base out Hellfire, although the pivot strategy could be the Twilight Guardian, but with a 4/1 on board on Tunnel Trog, it feels like Flame Tongue Totem is too easily destroying your board.
I think that's a decent Hellfire for sure.
If you can, even though you give your opponent initiative, if you can take a moment to reset the board while the Shaman's overloaded, you can really take advantage of that in the long run.
So now, let's see what Tuskar Totemic rolls. Hey, maybe even a Mana-Tide.
Well.
Or, actually, you kind of want, like, Totem Golem. You already have Mana-Tides at this point.
Yeah, Totem Golem would be the best.
Especially after Hellfire.
Actually, is there a case for Mana-Tide? I mean, if your opponent doesn't have the Blackwing Corruptor, that's pretty amazing that you can get Mana-Tide to draw 2 cards.
But if they do, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things that punish Mana-Tide. But then again, you have 2 in your hand.
Yep.
The rest, your resources beyond Tuskar Totemic aren't that great.
What about Squire Totem? Is that also valid at all?
I don't know about that one.
Squire Totem? Not really. There's either Mana-Tide or Tuskar Totemic. And there actually is no Corruptor here.
Yeah, no Corruptor. The call out. Saying, like, if you have it, you have it. But if I don't, I actually can just run away with this game.
So this is a resource battle. You can actually tap and Shadow Bolt this. But on the other hand, if you play a Twilight Guardian, Mana-Tide Totem will draw 2 cards only for 3 mana. So it's like an Arcane Intellect. You shouldn't be that sad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, a Shadow Bolt and Hellfire was used. It's already kind of like weird for the removals. Like, the removals that this deck has are very specific, and they're not that common. Like, once you have Siphon Soul and Shadow Bolt used, it's like there's not really that much. And Hellfire, that's it. You have, like, Coil, I guess, but everything else is just minions.
Yeah.
So you have to use minion combat, whether it's through trading or, like, Blackwing Corruptor value.
And you will have targets in this deck that you want to target with Shadow Bolt.
3 health is, like, the sweet spot against Shaman.
All right, well, there's actually a lot of options here. Maybe he wants to play the second Mana-Tide Totem. If he gets a Mana-Tide Totem from Tuskar Totemic and plays another one...
3 Mana-Tide Totem?
What? Oh, the heartbreaker for Jackie.
Goodness.
I kind of like Argent Squire too because you have forbidden.
Why?
Just play the third Mana-Tide Totem.
Not
no,
like this.
I think Squire and Totem is perfectly fine here. I mean, for the meme, you can as well. All right, Tunnel Trog.
Yeah, Lifecoach ain't about no memes.
That's awesome for Lifecoach because Jackie-chan has the hero power, so if this is a resource battle, he would be able to outvalue Lifecoach in the end. But
Jesus, dude.
double Mana-Tide Totem.
I kind of was just joking when I said he can just summon Manatide Totem with the Tuskar Totemic. I mean, Lothar's pretty happy. But, gives me a thumbs up. But at this point, it's like, how do you deal with this?
Slowly and one by one, I believe.
I guess you Shadow Bolt an Imp Gang boss. That's the only way to do it. Siphon Soul is just beyond terrible to this turn.
But you go for the Manatide Totems, right?
Yeah.
Just need to cut down the draw. Like, if Shaman has more cards than you, you're going to lose for sure.
You're not beating 3 cards a turn. There's just no way. Yeah, I can definitely see the value of keeping a minion, clearing your minions and hoping things like Tunnel Trog doesn't get carried away. But you gotta kill the Manatide.
Oh, he's going for the Trog that has the biggest damage potential.
Okay, that's completely reasonable.
But then this really gives Lifecoach an edge.
Ooh.
Master of Evolution.
He can... Oh, man. Hold on. So...
You can get a free thing from below this turn pretty easily.
Rockbiter, Flame Tongue gives you good trades into everything on the board. And then that gives you 4 mana. I mean, Hero Power thing from below. Maybe Master of Evolution on the Argent Squire. Master Evolution on the Argent Squire is not bad at all either.
No, it's terrible. You can get Doomsayer.
Yeah, so let's just never play Pilot Shredder in our deck, shall we?
It becomes terrible.
It's so much better to Master Evolution that thing from below, though.
Okay.
And get a 7/7.
Fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind Thing from Below here, or even Manatide Totem and Thing from Below.
Yeah, I think from below is fine. Definitely not Master Evolution.
Master Evolution could also be disastrous.
Jackie Chan's trying to summon his Hellfire with these hand motions.
Dude, if you get Hellfire, he's completely back in this game. Although you draw 2 cards in the Manatide.
If there is no Hellfire...
No, he can tap for it. He
goodness.
can coil and tap for it. That's pretty important.
But there's only 1 in his deck.
What about getting Siphon Soul?
There's 1 in his deck, and he has got 19 cards remaining. So out of 3 draws, or sorry, 2 draws, because he already drew
about?
Yeah, a little bit over that.
Is there anything else you can do without Hellfire? Like Siphon Soul the 7/5, then tag into Flame Tongue, I guess, and coil it, but the Manatide Totems are going to destroy you.
Still drawing 2 cards a turn.
I'd probably Mortal Coil and Blackwing Corruptor 0/3. Siphon Soul still feels like doesn't give you freedom. You're still leaving up like a Manatide either way, and then
wait, so Corruptor the 1 of the Manatides,
probably
and
the
Coil
one
the free one.
Yeah, probably remove everything to the right side of the Manatide, just so that way it's like.
And you will get 10 damage to face.
Yeah.
Coil
into.
Is that a Hellfire? Nope.
No.
Just a Farseer.
I guess you have to go for this Corruptor then.
Yeah.
And then shoot the... Oh, Flame Tongue.
He's going for Flame Tongue because Flame Tongue is too much damage on board.
At this point, well, I mean, if you isolate it to the far right, but at this point it's like he's drawing so many cards.
Valiant.
That's 12 damage and good trades. I don't even know. This is looking brutal for Jackie Chan, but I feel like I've said that in every single game that he's won. So,
yeah, it's you know, I wonder if Hellfire is actually still okay. I don't think it is as much.
It's not the best.
Drawing
anymore.
3 cards a turn, just I mean, Warlock Hero Power is insane to help you draw 2 cards per turn.
Yeah, Lifecoach can just continue trading.
And now you have something that does even better than that for free. And those things can attack you.
Yeah. And they grow.
This one's gotten a bit out of control.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he just going for face, setting up lethal next turn? Oh,
I mean, how does Jackie Chan deal with it?
Chilmo and a dragon, maybe?
Yeah, but then Lifecoach can dictate trades. He's got Thunderbolt Valiant.
Oh, there is a hex, obviously, right? For the Chilmo.
It's true. And he's drawing 2 more cards. Manatides are just too insane. And Jackie is looking at certain death in the next turn. He can trade both and then Siphon Soul at 3/6. But guess what? The Manatides still stay on the board.
That's actually 7 damage. And Fire Elemental will be 10. You heal for free. So technically he's not dead yet.
But it's very close.
Yeah, that's not a good life. He had a good run.
Jackie had an amazing run, and it's not, like you said, it's not over yet, but I think the Cinderella story is about to turn into a pumpkin here. I think the clock's striking midnight. Jackie came in here not really competing in main tournaments other than ACT. Kind of just stuck to his stream, climbing ladder, doing really well with fantastic fun decks. But sometimes you fall a little bit short.
Yeah.
It's still awesome.
6,
Bringing
8,
his own decks.
9, 2 off right now.
Unless he gets Flame Tongue.
Yep. Could also Master Revolution your
He's got 10.
your minion for a charger.
Or you could Tuskar for Flame Tongue.
Tusker
All right.
for Flame Tongue. A lot of possibilities
Is
here.
it Flame Tongue plus 2 attack? Nope. Well,
All right,
you're still an awesome.
You just use Siphon. I kind of like either Fire Elemental or 7/7. Just play one of those two.
You can just put him on 1.
You can put them on 1 as well.
Eliminate
Make
the life tap.
No life tap.
There's so many winning plays here. You just have to find the one that wins the most.
Sweet spot.
You're trying to find the difference between 100% win rate and 97%. You know, like one of those things where, like, is there any possible way I lose this game? And he says, not if I trade down this board and play a huge minion. Like the Frameless Faceless.
Yeah, especially after seeing the Siphon Cell as well.
You have Healing Totem, heal it back up.
So.
And unless Jackie Chan has Yogg-Saron, all of a sudden, no, he doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah, he
9
doesn't
mana.
even have the mana.
Okay, let's see his
Bro,
last
if
card.
you're out there, give Jackie Chan a Yogg-Saron. We know you have the power.
Last chance, Jackie. Sunwalker.
Not
no
really.
bueno.
Nope.
He'll count it up.
Do you consider you play Chilmo?
He's going to play Sunwalker, but the Hex is going to do it.
Is Sunwalker even enough? It's only...
Sunwalker blocks 2.
You're still dead with Sunwalker.
5. Yeah, no, you're 14, so you'd be one above lethal right now, based off what you see on the board.
All right, so you're not dead on board.
Right.
You're still hopeful.
But we know that the Hex is coming in, and we have ourselves a champion for SeatStory Cup 5. It's gonna be Lifecoach from G2, taking it on homeland soil in Germany.
Oh man, Lifecoach, another championship. How does he do it? How does he do it? It's another great winner for SeatStory Cup. Congratulations to Lifecoach.
Yeah, big congrats to Lifecoach.
Team is waiting for him, hugging ties in the very moment. Lothar looking like a proud father.
Yeah.
Jackie as well. Oh man, such an amazing tournament. Great winner.
Wow, congrats. Actually, take the headset,
There's
another
one headset, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Headsets for everybody.
All right, so Lifecoach, congratulations on your victory. You are the 5th person to take a SeatStory Cup. What's it feel like right now, man?
Very good. very exhausted.
Are you
Like,
tired?
yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say, man.
What time is it? 3:30.
3:30. There you go.
Yeah.
You know how to
Goodness.
bring us to the brink, man. That's crazy. I mean, against Jackie, it's kind of a crazy opponent too, right? So it felt like the series had to go to 7 games to make it really dramatic.
Yeah, the semi-finals and the finals were just insane, right? Like twice, and it was not only because it's like me, right?
Right.
It's like they went to 7. They went like they prolonged very like was it like over 2 hours, right? Each of the series.
Yeah.
Each one,
yeah.
You versus Tyson 2 hours.
Is that your standard? Is it the
No,
time
no,
you're trying
it's
to
not.
get?
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Quite above average, I'd say.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna play an awesome match. It's gonna be 2 hours plus.
Yeah.
What have you felt when you lost versus with your hunter? Because with that Shadow Bolt and he killed you with Finley and with PO, was that something that scared you? Because it seemed similar to how RDU won versus you at Insomnia.
Oh, really?
So you were like, just the cards from Dark Peddler basically killed you in that one moment.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought like I already had the game in my pocket, so it didn't particularly feel good because I was really like thinking, oh, the victory is just a little bit ahead, and then like bum, and I'm like, yeah, right.
Just mouse the Huffer over to the face.
And what did you think coming with the Shaman into the Warlock? Did you think you have an edge, or were you uncertain about the matchup?
No, I think it's like super dependent. Like if he gets his Doomsday off early, usually this blocks enough so that he can get his Blackwing Corruptor answers. Hellfire can also be deployed very well, so I really had to pay attention for the Hellfire. Fortunately, I was even happy that the Hellfire went out so quickly because then I could simply overexpand, and that's also like I was thinking that's the only way to win. Like if I simply overexpand and ignore Hellfire, but if you already use it, perfect. And turn 5 he was kind of unlucky that he didn't have the Blackwing Corruptor because like I was thinking that he only Hellfires with the Blackwing Corruptor as a follow-up, but yeah. Fortunately, he didn't have it, so fortunately the Tusker was also because I mean I don't play any shaman like on Ladderer, so usually I always face this Tusker random mana type totem and cannot handle it.
So it felt good to be on the right side this time, right?
Justice.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Can you talk about the value of bringing like these different strategies? Do you think it's a coincidence that two players who brought unusual strategies to the tournament end up getting to the finals and doing very well?
Interesting, yeah. I mean, you also 6-0 with the Conceit Shaman, right? So
yeah, I did.
I guess, maybe it helps. I mean, my perception is rather like that Jackie-chan is simply a very strong player. I mean, he proved it like many times being like rank 1 or finishing even rank 1 on ladder with like different kind of decks which he also invented, which tells me that he's indeed a strong player. So I guess it's rather due to the player than to the decks.
But you can play unusual stuff and do very well. I think that's like the point that was taken away from this tournament. A lot of people really love the creativity coming out from here.
Right. Yeah, I also enjoy it very much. Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Like one big question: what is Lothar feeding you guys? Thijs wins European Championship. RDU wins DreamHack. You win SeatStory Cup.
All three of them got top 8. And RDU got top 8.
Exactly.
Thijs in the top 4.
What is happening
in the finals? And you can argue that if they didn't have to play each other, you might actually see an all G2 final.
Probably.
Yeah. Very good G2 performance. I mean, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's really impressive,
it could not be better, right? I mean, like all of us only lost against each other, so it's like a perfect.
Yeah, and that's the way you go. That's the way you go.
Yeah.
DJ, do you have anything you want to say, Lifecoach, before we send him off to the trophy ceremony?
No, man, just big congratulations. I got to cast your semifinal and your final.
Oh,
and
sick.
Probably 2 of the best competitive matches I've seen in a long time, so thanks for that.
Awesome.
All right, Lifecoach,
Thank you
you
very
have
much.
the final words you say before we give you your trophy. So go ahead, say what you want to your fans, your family who's watching and here too, or anything else you want to say, and thank you.
Well, like I am having like a super great time here, and I would even say like probably one of the best, if not the best, tournament experience. Like it really feels like a family here, and really chill out atmosphere. I never had any point where I feel like pressured into like time schedules or something, but it's just implied that everybody does the best they can to make this event a success. And I already heard it is kind of a success.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
that's awesome. Yeah.
This event is truly special, and we have a special winner too. Congratulations once again, Lifecoach, for taking SeatStory Cup 5. Applause from the caster couch as well as a little bit from behind us.
Awesome.
And that's we're done over here. So go on over and get your trophy, Lifecoach.
Thank you very much.
In the meantime, guys, let's hopping over to the throne area to crown our rightful champion.
All right, guys, it's time to crown our champion. It was a great tournament, but we do have a champion. Lifecoach, take a seat. It is yours. Give a huge hand to our champion, everybody. A huge hand. And this is your trophy. Hold it up high. Give it a huge hand, guys. Give him a huge hand.